We live. You always gotta wait a little bit. We live. We are just waiting till it goes on the app. We're a little delay, but thank you everybody for another episode of Speculation Sunday. Whew. It's been a hot week. Let me see. We live. All
there
right.
it goes.
I was interested in cool schools.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Problem area?
There it is. There it is. We live. What's up, everybody? Can you guys hear us? Can you most importantly hear us? Because it is Speculation Sunday. Thank you for joining another episode of Speculation Sunday. Today we got a lot to talk about. Today we're here with Just Ask Danny. You guys can follow him on Instagram, YouTube, more importantly, and Twitter at Just Ask Danny. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, everybody. If you're new to the channel, thank you for joining today's live stream. Don't forget to hit that like button. We appreciate all the support. Today we got a lot to talk about, a lot of Halloween to talk about, to talk about changes that have occurred this week, specifically with masks. And we're going to go over Disneyland, Knott's Berry Farm, and Universal Studios Hollywood, and a little bit of movie talk, because there's a lot of stuff going on involving Disney and movies. So we'll go over that. But do you want to just, what do you want to talk about real quick, Danny?
Well, we're going to start a little
off?
bit of Q&A here. So throw in we'll do like a 30-minute to 40-minute Q&A real quick just before we start off like we normally do. So go ahead and throw in your questions, anything you guys have, anything you want to say. We'll do our best to answer what we can in this little bit here. We'll go until like 6:10. So if you guys want to keep that in mind, probably 6 o'clock, and then we'll get started on the first segment, which we're gonna go right into Scary Farm. Yeah. I'm not even putting up for debate. We're going right into Knott's.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing. So at 6 o'clock,
Q&A.
Yeah,
first,
6
Q&A.
o'clock we'll go right into Knott's. So
and I want to give a big shout out. We got to hit the purge horn.
Kimberly Moore,
it's
her birthday.
I don't know the exact date. I do not remember the exact date. But can we all wish Kimberly Moore a happy birthday?
It's her birthday month.
Yeah, birthday month. We just want to make sure we get those birthday wishes to Kimberly Moore, everybody. Hit that horn. Happy birthday, Kimberly Moore! Yeah. Happy birthday, Kimberly Moore. Thank you for all your support as always. We appreciate you, just having you in the chat. It's always fun and great. Thank you for being such a great moderator too as well. I think you have a trip at some point planned to Disneyland. I hope you have the bestest of time and you get on a lot of rides. And hopefully you're hydrated because it's crazy out there. It is crazy. Oh, man. Let me see. We got Jay Saucedo with the super chat. Hold up. We're a little too big. There we go. He says, hey, Fire fam. Missing ya. Miss you too, Jay. Hope you had a wonderful time. I think Jay's at the park today, man.
Yeah, it looks
having
like
an awesome time. We got, hey, look, it's Steve. Then we got, don't call me Steve, Scuba Steve. Now we got, hey, look, it's Steve. A lot of Steve. Will Oogie Boogie require masks since it's mainly outside? The thing about it, we don't know because we're still far away from that. I think the whole situation with masks, it's a day-by-day thing. Mm-hmm. And then at the end of the day, Disney's the one making the decision too if they go that route or not, you know?
Yeah. We got Versace 49 who says, saw you guys yesterday at Trader Sam's. Didn't want to bother you guys. Those wings are 5 fires. Oh, and what about Disneyland changing the fireworks time to 9 p.m. so people don't leave?
Yes. You know, somebody mentioned that a little bit, or I think it was on our last live stream, that Disney moved fireworks from 9:30 to 9. It was the day we were there at Downtown Disney. Mm-hmm. And
it was literally that day.
It didn't hit us that, wait, fireworks are going off at 9. What the heck? I don't ever recall fireworks at 9. That's kind of threw me off. Mm-hmm. But maybe it is a decision to keep people at the parks a little bit more because people go home in the bunches I see it every trip I go to Disney. Every trip.
They go home.
It's hard to do 8 a.m. to 9:30 day, especially with the kids. You know, the dehydration aspect, the heat, the food, the money, and then you got work the next day. Sometimes, you know, for the people that are going during weekdays, it's just tough. It's tough.
We got a question from Pal Breezy Aguirre, who says, "Do they still sell those Spider-Man goggles? And if so, how much do they cost?"
They still sell these. They're being sold for $49.99, so $50. They're being sold at Stage 17 and probably Web Supplies, that little store that sells like 10 things. I don't understand Web Supplies, but go to Stage 17. Mm-hmm. That's like an experience in itself going in that store. If you've never been in there, and the first time you walk in there, you're just blown away by the Marvel merch. It's insane.
Yeah.
Really fun experience.
Jennifer Gonzalez with a question. Do you think they will cancel Halloween events like Oogie Boogie Bash, HHN, etc. due to Delta variant rising?
What do you think, Danny?
So I was watching the news, and it sounds like, from the CDC and other health experts like, Variety, like the main health expert that's for the president, and then like Dr. Fauci and all these people, they mentioned that that this time around, it won't be as bad as last time, simply because there's more people vaccinated now. And so even though there are a lot of cases, you're not hearing like a lot of the really serious, like tons of hospital things. And you're not seeing a lot of deaths because the people are protected. So he did say that we would reach a herd immunity probably pretty quickly. It wasn't in the way they wanted us to, which is using the vaccine. But they said we'll be at a herd immunity with a mix of the vaccine and people getting, unfortunately, infected. So we will probably see the end of this, hopefully, fingers crossed, before the holiday season. But I can't imagine, they did mention that there wouldn't be any further lockdowns. So there probably might be like some mandates when it comes to masks and stuff like that. We maybe even see the mask mandate go into effect a little more stricter. But they said they're not to expect any lockdowns. So I can't imagine that like the theme parks would roll back their Halloween events.
Yeah,
to be honest. People might not come because they are scared or nervous to, but I don't think they'll cancel them.
We got a question from Judy MFG. She says, can a regular wheelchair go in Disneyland, then rent an electric scooter for the day? Where is the wheelchair stored? That's a good question. I don't know the answer to that. If they'll store the wheelchair that you showed up with, because you wanted to upgrade in a sense to the electric scooter, we'll get back to you on that. I'll ask. If anybody knows the answer to that, please post in the comments. I would love to know that answer myself, because I know we get asked a lot of questions involving like wheelchairs and the scooter rental and stuff like that. But I'll ask. If we don't get the answer, I'll ask next time I go to Disneyland. That's a very good question, Judy.
Yeah, that is a good question, because I don't know that they allow that. You know what I mean?
Like store the wheelchair.
Yeah. I can't imagine they would allow that, but I mean, it's a good question to at least ask.
We got Millie Ram says, were the new alcoholic drinks at Pixar Pier good? So she's talking about, let's bring it up. Why not? I got the photos.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Hey,
I know. I'm like, I got the photos. So we got this one, and then we got this. All right.
I mean, even if it means we have HHN with plexiglass, hey, I'm all for it if we can have it.
We are down with that.
Yeah.
No problem, man. I can't go back to no Halloween, man.
I know.
Yeah, and having no Halloween is just...
the Spirit Halloween saved our lives last year. That's all we had.
And Taste of Scary Farm. Or
Taste of Halloween. Taste of Halloween really saved our lives.
Taste of Halloween, Knott's Berry Farm. All right, so this one is called... Let me bring it up.
Yeah, what are they called?
So this one is called... it's called Pixar Pier Frosty Parfait with Blue Curacao.
Curacao.
Curacao. Wow. Mm-hmm. Would have never guessed that. But this one's being sold for $13. And
it looks pretty, that one.
Yeah, it is. It is. It says it's non-dairy lemon soft serve with blueberry raspberry swirl with a splash of blue what?
Curacao.
It was good, but that blue curacao, it just doesn't blend well with everything because it's like a distinct, like this is the alcohol and this is the parfait. It's not like a together thing, but overall, I give it 4 fires. Like it's good. I'd rather have the parfait without alcohol, to be honest. The second one, and then here's just a better look at it all.
Oh, some people says your goggles are strobing and it kind of like distracting.
We'll take them off. Hey, you know what? That sounds like that's what Avenger Campus is, man. Can you just stop? I'll take them off. I don't want to annoy people. This one right here is the better of the bunch. This one's called it's chili lime mango margarita. One more buck. This one's 14. It's non-dairy mango soft serve with tequila, chamoy, chili lime seasoning, and diced mango. This is absolutely 5 fires. This mixed really well together. And at the end of the day, look at that. Tell me that don't look good on a hot day.
Yeah, that's good. Do you think it would have been good with a mango popping boba? Or too much?
I'm going to say
too much.
It's too much. The
much.
diced mango already that it comes with is perfect, dude. This one is good with the tequila, or no, the blue Caraco. But I'm going to have to go with the chili lime is the winner. All right. Let me see. Give me a second. All right, let me keep going. I'm trying to catch up. We got Adam Roosh for Gold dropping a super chat. Thank you for the support, Adam. We appreciate it. Let me see. I'm just going through. Okay. Damn, everybody is lit in the chat, man. Thank you, everybody. Oh, wait. We got Hula Mama saying Disneyland won't store personal wheelchairs. They don't want the responsibility if it gets damaged on their watch. Which I definitely understand that because I know sometimes wheelchairs, that liability, I could imagine they don't want that. Let me see. I'm just reading real quick right here.
Yeah.
So we got Merly. Your camera is making it look like you guys are bouncing. I don't know what that means.
Like if you look at it, look, watch, see?
Oh.
It's because the wind is blowing it.
I wonder. I wonder if
I guess we could turn off the fan.
Does that help? Like if we back up?
No, it's still bouncing.
Do you think it's the fan?
Yeah, it's blowing the
Huh. Is that bothering anybody, the going up and down? I'm shocked that's happening. That's like a first time, huh?
I don't know. I didn't pay attention last time.
I think it's okay. Sorry about that.
It's saving us from dying of heat.
Yeah, it's hot, man. It is hot.
We got a super chat.
Oh, dude. Adventures in Magic. I know the answer. Yes, they will store it if you are renting a scooter for the day. I don't suggest renting from Disney. I posted a video about that today. Wow. Okay, Adventures in Magic. I appreciate the kindness in helping out with that question. Thank you. And then we got Adam Roosh for Gold one more time, dropping the fire.
He sent a follow-up message saying, come and see me at Spirit Halloween in Las Vegas.
Dude, hey, you never know. We might end up going, man. Daniel says, I don't think Halloween will be canceled because there will be a lot of money to lose if there are more lockdowns. Lockdowns is just, it equals money.
A lot of government officials have said that we're not going towards that again. So I can't imagine it happening. But like I said, we might have some more strict mandates, maybe some social distancing coming back. Who knows? But
yeah.
Or like, you know, maybe more mandatory masks. Like they changed the guidance to not only indoors but outdoors and crowded areas. Mm-hmm. So then a place like Disneyland like has to be completely masked again.
Yeah. Like
you never know. It could change. So we'll have to just wait and see how it goes. But a lot of government officials have said that like we're not going to have lockdowns again. So I mean, unless something drastically changes, I don't think that we'll see that.
We got Courageously Red with the super chat. Says, hi guys, how's the general sentiment amongst cast members regarding the vax requirement? Have you heard anything? 5 fires. For me, I have stayed away from the subject on Instagram, social media. I haven't even touched it on YouTube. I just feel like that subject is just out of our league, in my opinion. That's where I stand on it. I just like, I don't want to go there because it's so.
Wait, I don't want to mess up our moderators to have to deal with the chat.
Yeah, it's
In
just we're
regards
not.
to that.
Let's just go. We're not going to go there. It's
Yeah.
just it's we obviously respect everything that's going on in the world, but we are not going there. We're not going there. We are neutral on that for sure. But thank you, Courageously Red. Let's see. You know what? I'm gonna move it down one. I'm gonna move
Is
it down.
that DL says, "Hi guys, thank you for all the info. You seem to be bouncing. Is it the table or the camera?"
I don't know. Yeah, I think it's the fan. I don't think it's moving anymore. Are we good?
Yeah, we're good now.
Yeah, dude, it was dude. That fan is strong. It's a new fan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, remember
So we didn't have this fan last time.
Yeah, we didn't have it last time.
Okay, there.
We weren't ready for the power of the fan.
That explains a lot.
So,
Explains a lot.
wait a second though. Ask the people if this is doing it still.
It's fine now.
Oh, it's fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just that like you're next to it, so it makes it a little bit. There you
Yeah. Are we good?
go. We're good. We're good. We're good.
That's funny. That is funny.
Pete Espinoza says Mondo is Sonic having nightmares from the Mummy ride.
No, he's not actually. Let me go over here real quick. So are we moving still, or we're good?
We're good. We're good.
Oh, we're good. Damn,
Yeah.
that is a strong fit, dude. That's great. I guess it's right underneath too. So, no, Sonic is good. He actually told Mystery Bay that he would love to get on Mummy again, and he would actually do Jurassic World's his struggle. It's not the Mummy; it's Jurassic World. He says he'll do Jurassic World again only if we sit in the back. Like that's the only way he'll get on that ride. But he's a trooper, man. He's doing the big boy rides like a boss now. All right, let's keep it going. Dude, Sonic's been a brave man. He's been killing it. All right, let me see that.
We got a super chat from Yensid55, who says, "Always look forward to your Sundays with the Five Fires community. Love your positive energy. Five Fires."
5 fires. Thank you, Yen said 55. Appreciate the support. And once again, everybody, thank you for taking time out of your Sunday to join us in today's live stream. We appreciate it. We're here to have a lot of fun. And let's talk about this. Yeah, buddy, from Coco Coleman. No more reservations at Knott's, Danny. Thank goodness.
Dude, it was a struggle.
I'm over writing my name, putting how old I am every single time I want to go to Knott's Berry Farm.
You literally fill out like a whole application every time you do a reservation in Knott.
It's like we were applying to just be a guest at Knott's. But the days of the beauty of the past, the annual pass is back at Knott's Berry Farm, where you could just show up, do a meal plan, watch a show or something, and bounce. That is now a possibility again, Danny. Thank goodness, man.
We got a new member, Cora.
Oh, damn. Thank you, Cora. Appreciate you joining the Five Fire community, Cora. We appreciate it. Heck yeah.
We got a super chat from Julio Perez, who sends $2 and says, "What up? Shout out to the fan. Lol, a dope video."
Wait, which? Oh, the fan. Yeah.
that's
Dude, the fan is just strong. The force is strong with the fan. Someone says Curacao, not Curaçao.
yeah. It's
Whatever. I call it.
It's because it's Brazilian.
Oh, it is?
Like, yeah, Portuguese or
I don't know.
Curacao. It's like acai, the same thing.
Curacao. Is that how you say it? Curacao?
Yeah, it's like Curacao, yeah.
Okay. It's good. Just, I don't know about the part. Like, it's good. I just wouldn't get it again. But it was really good. It was just a weird one. We got Adventures in Magic. On the scooter, do your research on other companies are cheaper, and you could change the scooter at Disneyland for no cost. Wow. Adventures in Magic. If you could send me like screenshots of some of this information, I would love that. I'd love to share that with the Cali Bay community, because I get asked that a lot, and I don't know the answer. But thank you, Adventures in Magic. I appreciate that. Anna says, has Sonic done Goofy Sky School? I don't think so. He will soon. He will soon. Let me see.
Maggie Torres asked a good question for you to answer, Mondo. She says, if you could only go to one, would you rather do Not Scary Farm or Horror Nights Can't Decide? Sounds like she might only have the time or the money to do just one. Thinking into consideration this year.
I'm going to have to go with Scary Farm. It has 2 new mazes, or at least we think. New Scare Zone. We know their opening ceremony is going to be incredible. They have Pup It Up. They got the stage show, for goodness sake. There might be more live entertainment.
Even if they don't have 2 new mazes, they're going to have a total of 9. And
compared to like 6.
And Universal right now has 5. So,
yeah, I'm going to have to go Not Scary Farm all the way. And also, you could buy a Not Scary Farm season pass if you spend a little bit more money, and that goes a long way. You get a Not Scary Farm season pass, your Halloween is like badass. Like, you're just set. You don't have to spend no more money. But I'm gonna have to go with Not Scary Farm. Booze Judy. She says, your background today makes me so happy. That is all. I just wanted this. I'm bringing this. It's August. We're bringing this. This is it. This is our next 2 months. 2 months, right? Yeah, 2 months. Or 3 months, I think. It's pretty much Halloween already. By the time we get to Halloween, it's going to be an afterthought.
Gizmo out of time says, how's Doug doing today? Got Doug the pug?
His surgery is tomorrow. I thought it was today. It's tomorrow. I think it's at 9 a.m. or 8 a.m. in the morning. Mm-hmm. He has a growth on his belly, and then he's also going to get like a deep cleaning on his teeth. It's just a long story. I was going to keep it short. He's going to make it, and we're all going to pray for him. And he's going to be strong. Doug's a strong boy, man. I love Doug.
He won't give up.
No, he's not going to give up. He's too grouchy to give up. We got a great joke real quick, Daddy, from Sabrina. The fan is your biggest fan.
There you go.
It's Jungle Cruise week, right?
Yeah. We got a super chat from Darnell Wright who sends $5 and says, went to Disneyland yesterday and was so happy to go on great moments with Mr. Lincoln. Think it was a soft opening. Yeah, they've kind of just been opening it at random. With no real, like...
You could go for 3 days straight, it could be closed, and then it opens on the 4th day. You're like, what?
It's like they have the staffing to open it that day, they'll open it. And if they don't, they don't. It's like kind of weird. I don't know.
I'm glad you got to do it because you know what? To chill in there for 30 minutes or whatever it is, it feels great. It feels great to be in that theater.
Daniel Lemming asks, is the meal plan worth it for Knott's Berry Farm? Because I've been a pass holder for Knott's for a few years.
The meal plan? I'll let you answer because everybody knows my answer.
Yeah, I think it's worth it. If you're going to go to Knott's Berry Farm at least 4 or 5 times, you're going to get your money's worth for it. And sometimes people even go just for their meal plan and then they leave. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's really worth it in my opinion, especially if you add it with the drink plan too. So
yeah, the meal plan is absolutely worth it. Luke says Scary Farm passes are sold out. They are, but they're set to come back, is what I've heard. I don't know if it'll be the same price.
Yeah, but it might not be the same price.
I heard they're set to come back.
We got a little cheap deal, I think.
Darlene Roberts says, can you just walk around or do you have to go in the zones? I would like to buy a ticket, but I get too scared. So I'd like to just walk around the park. You know, okay. I have like an answer to this.
I have an answer too.
The answer is no. Because if you don't know where to walk, then you're going to go into scare zones. My other thing I wanted to comment before Danny goes, maybe I make a video about that, of walking through the park without being in a scare zone, because it is possible, but you got to know. Yeah. That's a good video to maybe make. I might write that on the board. What was your answer, Daddy?
You can do it. And if you want like places to hang out, like Fiesta Village is kind of like an escape from the madness. There are no monsters or anything going on in Fiesta Village. They've got DJs and live entertainment in Fiesta Village. That's the part of Knott's Berry Farm where Jaguar and like the games and it's kind of like all the fair attractions, like the kind of the spinning rides, like the swinging ship, the swings, all that kind of stuff. That area is kind of like a safe zone. But as soon as you leave that area and head into Camp Snoopy, that's going to be the Hollow.
I just want to mention real quick, Camp Snoopy is one of the scariest areas.
Yeah. and it's really long to walk through, and there's monsters throughout the whole hollow.
Everywhere.
And then if you leave the other way and go into Boardwalk, you're in Carnival, which is like demon clowns or like dead clowns or so like murder clowns. So if you don't like that, and then if you walk the other direction out towards Silver Bullet from Fiesta Village, you're walking through Forsaken Lake. And Forsaken Lake is really foggy, and the monsters come out of the fog. And then you have to walk in the underground tunnel to Ghost Town, and that is always full of fog too, and totally you can't even see where you're walking sometimes.
Yeah.
So it's like if you're in Fiesta Village, you're safe, but then like everywhere else is like scary. So.
Yep. We got DL with the super chat. You may need to bust out the neck, fans. Any word on D23 2022 dates, ticket sales? Thank you, Oscar and Virginia. Thank you, Oscar and Virginia. We have heard zero on D23 for 2022. When is the time to expect tickets for the event?
They sell tickets 1 year in advance. Obviously, we know D23 Expo was supposed to be this year. But due to, the earlier shutdowns when the pandemic was a lot worse, it requires a lot of planning. So, obviously people weren't working together and collaborating. So the planning couldn't happen. So they delayed it for 1 more year. And in retrospect, I'm really glad they did that because as things start to ramp up again, like it'd be kind of nice, hopefully next D23 Expo to be in a better place where we don't have to worry about like some of the things that we have right now. So I feel like that's going to instill a lot more confidence in people being another year away. So fingers crossed we're in a better situation then. Yeah. But it's typically 1 year out for purchases for the expo as far as tickets are concerned. And the expo's been in August and September. So we're probably going to hear some details later this month. They'll give us specific, dates on when they'll start to sell tickets. We've got obviously Destination D this year in November, right?
Yeah.
November. So that'll be happening. That's usually always happening in the off years that the expo's not happening.
At Walt Disney World.
Yeah. So it's always been D23 Expo 1 year, Destination D the next year, D23 Expo, Destination D. It just always has been like that. And at Walt Disney World, for Destination D, it's always at Disney's Contemporary Resort because they have a convention center attached to that hotel. So that's usually where but Destination D is a small, very intimate, private event. It's a lot more expensive because of how small the event is. But it's cool because you get more of like a hands-on, a more private, a more detailed event with like some more really nice like panels that you can go to that they wouldn't normally do for like the larger ones.
And tickets already came and went for that. And they're gone. Like you can't, unless you buy them off, I don't know, eBay or something, if they even do that. But yeah, those tickets are gone. We got a new member, Amy Bondi, joining the Five Fire community. Thank you, Amy. Real quick question too from Jack Bentley. Do you think Knott's will do the log ride overlay this year for Halloween? A lot of people keep asking. I haven't heard nothing. They will do the Halloween overlay, in my opinion. The big question is, do they have actors in there? And I don't think so. Yeah, I think it'll be.
They'll do the Halloween overlay with like the aliens and all that other stuff, and like the Halloween hootenanny inside. But they probably won't have actors because, to be honest, like every single theme park right now and every business, to be honest, is struggling with staffing. And so, just trying to staff the Scary Farm event with like scare actors and regular cast members or team members that work at associates that work at Knott's. Like it's going to be hard enough. So trying to have actors fill that too. Like,
and we've got word too, just in the rumor mill that Knott's, it's been tough for them to staff this year for Scary Farm. It's just tough. It's a tough market, I guess, in regards to staffing, training, the speed of everything too, of getting everybody back. We got Henry 21. Hold down. Henry, man, I appreciate your support. He says, best way to wind down the weekend, speculator, fire push.
I heard that crack.
I'm getting all like I don't know what crack. Thank you, Henry.
We got a super chat from Kobe for $5. He says, I appreciate all the info, Mondo, and Just Ask Danny. Y'all get 5 fires and a fire punch. Keep up the amazing work y'all do. Sonic, a trooper riding. Dude, Jurassic and Mummy for sure.
Yeah, I just want to say when we got Sonic into theme parks, he didn't even want to go on.
He didn't want to do anything.
Thunder. He didn't even want to do Thunder Mountain. He didn't want to do Buzz Lightyear. Like Buzz Lightyear was too much for him. Now his favorite ride is Thunder Mountain, and he only likes doing it at night. That's like his thing. But thank you, Kobe. We got AD Go says, I'm really enjoying your new editing and camera settings. Road to 100,000. Thank you, man. Trying to just step it up. Keep the channel elevating its level. That's what it's all about, man. Emmanuel says, what do you think about the construction at Universal Studios Hollywood? I don't know if that's for Super Nintendo World or what's going on out there by Fast and Furious, the cabin area. It's just a lot of unknown. Everybody says parking structure, but I find it hard to believe that's going to be a parking structure. I just don't believe it. I think maybe more studios. Why wouldn't it be more studios? It's the back lot. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Or the lower lot. Yeah.
Yeah. You have to think about it like Universal can certainly add on to their theme parks, and they probably want to with Universal Studios Hollywood. But first and foremost, Universal Studios is as a working studios.
Exactly.
And California right now is really struggling to keep the studios filming in California.
Yeah.
And so if they've got these really old, antiquated studio buildings at the Universal lot, which are historical and awesome, but at the same time, if you got like Georgia and all these other states that are making these really nice studio buildings that are like air conditioned with this new air conditioning that doesn't make any noise for filming and all these things that are really modern, it makes them more enticing. So if Universal needs to modernize their lot to make it more enticing for movies and television production to stay there, then it's easier when everyone's here and they can just film here than it is to go somewhere else. But maybe they go somewhere else because it's more technologically advanced elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So Universal knows they need to step up, and that's probably a lot of the work that they're doing. It's more worth it for them right now to invest in the movie and TV area because, like we mentioned in other shows, they might be able to reclaim some of that space for theme park expansion later on.
Down the line. Yep.
Yeah.
We got real quick, too, from Julian. He says, is a Terror Tram making a comeback?
It sounds like it from all the website leaks.
Yeah, well, I have one I posted a while ago. I feel like it's been forgotten. I actually posted this July 22nd. And this was when the tickets went live and there was like a leak and a link that supposedly worked and all this stuff. It says right here, if you were to buy a Frequent Fear for $179, you get 17 nights. And it says a bonus is Universal Express access to Terror Tram. So crazy. And it says it would expire 8/31. So Frequent Fear is obviously coming out soon, especially with Knott's Scary Farm getting their ticket sales going August 16th, which is right around the corner, everybody. Right around the corner, man. I can't believe it. I know. Let's keep the comments going real quick. Let me see. All right. Jess says, would you suggest a one-day meal plan if you're visiting Knott's just for one day? Hell yeah. It's super, super worth it. Because when you do it on a one-day basis, I think it's every hour or every other hour that you could literally get a meal or a snack or something. It is extremely worth it if you do one day, Jess. You only need to do one for like a group of 3. And that's like 40 or 45 or something. And that'll feed all 3 of you for the whole day. You're way better off doing a meal plan for one day. Let me see. We got Destiny. She says, where can you get the free buttons that say X or say first visit in DCA? I would say the information when you go on the left side. As soon as you walk in on the left side, I'm pretty sure you could get some there.
Guest relations?
Or, guest relations. Thank you. I was like, I'll just call it the information booth.
We have a new member.
Oh, damn.
Amy Bondi.
Yeah. Amy, join this fire community.
Jamie P keeps asking, why did reservations work for Disneyland, but Knott's always struggled with reservations?
Well, the thing about it is Disneyland has 2 parks. They could spread the love a lot more than Knott's can. Knott's is 1 park, and for the most part, they don't have anywhere near the attractions Disneyland has. Like, think about it. Disneyland has like 9 attractions in Fantasyland, I think, or 7, 8, whatever they got. I think it's just easier for Disneyland because of space. Knott's Berry Farm, they're 1 theme park, and it's not that big, and a lot of people want to go because the price point's there where a lot of people could buy a season pass. That's what I think. What do you think, Danny?
But yeah, I just feel that the reservations for Knott's, they just there was no real accountability, and there was no option to cancel. And with Disneyland, there is accountability, and there is an option to change or cancel your reservation. And when Universal and Knott's Berry Farm were both doing reservations, there was no option to cancel. I made many reservations at Knott's Berry Farm where plans changed and I couldn't cancel, but I was using a reservation that someone else couldn't do. And most of the time I was frustrated, or Mondo was frustrated. It was because we couldn't get reservations to Knott's like for a week out.
Yeah.
And so you really had to plan ahead. And a lot of times with what we're doing at the theme parks, it's not always easy to plan ahead. Something may happen at Disneyland, something may happen at Knott's Berry Farm, and Mondo has to make a plan change really quickly. And he all of a sudden now, today is his day to go to Knott's Berry Farm, but he can't because there's no reservations for like a week out. But like maybe 70% of those people aren't going. So Knott's isn't really all that packed because people don't show up. So the problem is that their reservation system was really kind of flawed. Like it was a really pain in the butt to get reservations, and you couldn't cancel or change them. So you were wasting reservations that you didn't even use. Yeah. So it was just a bad system. But I mean, honestly, that's probably what they were able to come up with in the short time.
They didn't have that much time. And at the end of the day,
it wasn't something they wanted to spend the money on because they're not going to keep it. So
and that for sure cost $50,000, that reservation system, programming and all that, to keep it going. More server power needed for that. Easy $50,000 that cost.
Yeah.
Arlene with a big super chat. Arlie Angel dropping the fire. Just wanted to say you all are the best. Thank you for all you do. You guys, for all of the theme park enthusiasts, don't know how we would survive a day at the parks without you. Mondo, Danny, Mystery Bay are 5 fires. Thank you, Arlene. Always appreciate kind words like that, man. Thank you. Seriously. We couldn't do this without you guys. And all the support of the 5 fires, man. Appreciate the kindness so much, Arlene. And just everybody that supports the fire. Let me see. We got Tony D with the super chat. 5 fires. Was able to get a morning reservation at Storytellers Cafe for Saturday. Any quick tips? My quick tip is don't eat the day before because, dude, you're going to be shocked at how much good food is available. And dude, just be prepared, man. You might get 1 round of food and you might be done because there's just so much goodness out there for Storyteller. I love the breakfast version. I still haven't done the brunch, but I don't really need to do the brunch. The breakfast was perfect, everything I wanted. But I actually did a video on Storyteller Cafe, and it has all the tips you need to know of how to go there, enjoy your day. Valet service. There's valet service. Check that video out, man. It has all the info, Tony D. Let me see. I'm just reading.
Maya Alyssa asks, will you be riding web slingers during Oogie Boogie Bash since it will be standby, or do you think it's not worth it? I can guarantee you I will. The web slingers is the last thing I'm going to be thinking of during Oogie Boogie Bash.
We're paying all this money.
Yeah.
I don't know if web slingers is like in the schedule.
If web slingers is only in the queue outside the ride.
Like a direct walk to.
And then inside the building. So like maybe 15, 20 minutes. Yeah. But if there's any of that backstage nonsense, no way am I doing that. That's such a waste of time in a 5-hour event. You know what I mean?
At that point, buy a 1 day to DCA.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not a Oogie Boogie Bash. Yeah. Hey, look, it's Steve. There we go. I almost said it's not Steve. Hey, look, it's Steve. Me and the wife watch every Sunday. Keep up the great work. Wife wants an air horn. One more. That's for the wife. Thank you. Hey, look, it's Steve. Let me see. check in real quick. Courageously Red says Hollywood is losing a lot of business. It was announced this week. A lot of the businesses going to New Mexico for tax breaks. I haven't read the article, but I saw the title of it recently. Remember I was saying that?
Mm-hmm.
It's just people want more better environments to film.
Yeah.
The 2021 is different from these previous years.
Yeah, like it's hard with these, especially with Universal. Like it's very easy to film there because, like I mentioned, you're there, and a lot of the actors live here too, and so it's easy for people to collaborate because like Hollywood and LA is just where people are at. But obviously, they're gonna go to like Georgia to New Mexico to do these filming projects for however long it's gonna take because of the tax breaks, because of the better infrastructure, because of the better treatment. Sometimes,
Yeah.
So and also like low cost just for like staff staying in hotels and all that whatever. But if Universal is able to modernize their equipment, their stage buildings and all that kind of stuff, sound stages, that could go a long way in getting people to choose to spend the extra money and be there because not only do they have this nice new equipment, better campuses, better places for like, easeability of like getting catered lunches and food and all that kind of stuff. Like they might
tax breaks.
Yeah, they might choose that here and choose to stay in California because the state wants to keep it here, and NBC Universal wants to keep it here. So, all this talk of things moving to other states, like they don't want that to happen. So, they'll do their best, and maybe trying to modernize their sound stages is the way to go for them right now.
Let me try something real quick. I'm gonna go to this camera, which is not the best. It doesn't have to. Hold on. I think it's the weight, Danny, is because like I have the phone case. I just don't want to make people sick if it is bouncing up and down. Hold on. Yeah, I think it's the weight of the phone case. Yeah, I just don't want to like make it because I know that would bother me if I kept looking at it like that.
It honestly needs to be on a regular tripod.
I know.
Moving forward, and then like
we'll fix
that.
This.
That's in the background. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we'll fix it for sure. All right, that looks good on my end. And
If people said it's still bouncing.
Yeah, well, I can see it. Ever since that, I couldn't unsee it. I couldn't unsee it. Okay, hold on. There. Let's see. Are we? And then. Hold on.
Oh.
Okay.
We look a little faded.
I know.
Can you turn the fade level on? Go back to the fade level.
This one.
It's the fade level.
This one?
Turn it down.
Okay. I don't know. I just want to not... You know what I mean? That's weird. It's like put like a yellow tint, huh?
There you go.
Okay. Cool. So I don't think we're moving now. If I had to like take a guess.
We got a super chat from Mark W. He says, "Fired up. Thanks for another great week of content. Although I'm surprised by this Speculation Sunday isn't sponsored by Terramana."
I wish, man. I wish Terramana would sponsor us.
I wish The Rock knew who we were.
Yeah, The Rock. I was just a wind gust for The Rock. But thank you, Mark W. Appreciate the support. Thank you for the super chat. Let me see.
We got another super chat from Frankie's Bride who sends $4.99 and says, "I just want to say I love Disneyland, but thanks for the love you give to Knott, and hello and prayers to Doug the Pug from Gordo the Pug."
Thank you, Frankie's Bride. I hope Gordy the Pug's doing well. I am a pug fanatic.
We're going to try to get through super chats, guys, because we're at the very end now of the time I mentioned for our Q&A. So we're going to try to get through the super chats, and then we're going to start our speculation with Knott's Play.
What's up, fam? Hope all is well. Would you consider going to WB Studios tour? I've already done it in 2019. I'm thinking about doing it, but I don't think I would do a YouTube video out of it. Mainly because it has copyright galore. All the music that they play throughout all the showrooms, that just doesn't bode well when it comes down to YouTube. I was thinking if I did do it, it would be something that like I drop on Instagram or something. You know what I mean? I think that's what I would do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got another super chat from Philip Trapani who sends $4.99 and says, "What's up, Mondo? It's Mac Filler."
Oh, dang, dude! I met him at Universal.
It was great meeting you and the fam yesterday before you left Universal.
Yep.
Driving home to the Bay, Speculation Sunday rules. So he's driving home right now. The long drive.
Dude, we got lots of supporters from the Bay, man. We love the Bay. Everybody from the Bay, we appreciate your support. Hope you guys are having an awesome time up there, man. Nothing but love for the Bay. Let me see.
Let's see here. We're caught up?
We're caught up.
All right, guys. So now we're going to head into speculation, part of Speculation Sunday. We're going to start off with Knott's Berry Farm. And we wanted to talk about what's happening this month. Obviously, Mondo dropped a video yesterday. Was it yesterday?
For where?
Or the day before yesterday? Your
Knott's
update.
Like 2 days ago?
2 days
Yeah,
ago.
it was 2 days ago.
With the latest updates. I didn't have that one already rolled up on the clips, but can you pull up that video actually and we can show them what it looks like from the train right now?
Let's do it, man.
I know we had other ones pulled up, but I didn't pull up that one.
That's all good. That's an easy fix. Right here?
Right there, yeah.
Which part you want to go to?
When you're riding the train.
Let me see. There we go. All right.
There we go.
This is fun. Oh, damn. Pony Express open. That's cool.
So Mondo got to ride the train. I think this was your first time back on the train since it reopened.
I don't even know the last time I've been on it. Dude.
Yeah, and he got the best car. If you're trying to get some, some good views, the outside car. It's hot, but it's got great views.
It's the best one to get a view for Not Scary Farm.
Yeah. It's still got the bandits on board on the train. But more importantly, what's coming up here on the train is our latest look at, or close-up of the new maze coming to the area underneath Accelerator for the boardwalk area or the Carnival area of Not Scary Farm. Here we go, coming up around the corner here. So this used to be the entrance to Shadowlands, and now we have what looks like a big top tent for a circus right outside what we thought was a prison.
I thought it was a prison. Look at that view,
here,
dude. Look at that. Oh,
we'll stop it right there. So this is going to be the entrance to the maze. There's always going to be a lot more work here. You can see the ramps below. They're starting to build on there because they do make, since this particular maze is kind of elevated, they have to make it accessible, obviously. So they have ramps that kind of go up. But this is so far the first sign that we're seeing of anything out front for the beginning part. For Shadowlands, they had like a big sign that said Shadowlands, and then they kind of had some like Japanese garden lanterns in the outside. And obviously you were leading into like the Forbidden Forest before. So, but this one, they've got some of the props out. They've got the lights you can see there on the wooden boxes. I hadn't seen those before, actually.
Yeah, that's new. Look right here. Hold on.
Yeah.
Look, eyes. There's eyes. Let's go to Instagram real quick. Look at this. Look at this, everybody. Right here. So, this is some photos I posted of what we're looking at. This is a different
Oh, you went
angle.
on the sky cabin too?
Yeah, this is it right here. Look at that.
Can't do that.
I'll actually show that in the video.
That looks like it's going to be inside the tent right there.
Yeah, I'll show that in the video right now. But look. Eyes. Why is there eyes, everybody?
Yeah, there's eyes in like skin.
What?
Yeah.
I have no idea what the heck we're about to walk through when it comes out to Not Scary Farm. I don't know, Daddy. My guesses of what this is about, I have no clue.
Like we mentioned last speculation, the current rumors were that this was going to be a steampunk themed maze. But now we got like a circus tent, so I don't know. I don't really know how that can be too steampunk.
I don't know. I really couldn't tell you. This maze we are looking at will be the talk of the town when it comes down to Not Scary Farm. So the fact that we're talking about it now, we're a little early to the party, but I'm glad that we could speculate and have fun and just take some guesses at what it's going to be. If I can remember, Danny mentioned he thought it was going to be something clown related because this right here, we could see it a lot better back then, but they're starting to close this all off. This will soon be an enclosed building from what it's looking like, dude.
Yeah, they had a clown maze here in the past. It was called Killer Clown College, if I remember correctly. That maze was scary. That was like one of my first like really scary mazes that I remember at Knott Scary Farm. And then they got Shadowlands. And then it's been Shadowlands for quite a few years. And then last year was Shadowlands last year. So this is going to be an all new original maze. I don't think they're bringing back the Killer Clown College. I want to say that's what it was called, Killer Clown College. But I remember they had a ton of fog where you would enter the maze over by the accelerator entrance, and they had slider clowns that would just slide out of the fog right at you when you were going in the maze. So
another thing too that arrived this week was this tikka masala. This tikka masala, let me bring it up. This is on the meal plan, and it arrived at Wilderness Broiler. This was all good. The sauce was good. The bread was okay. The rice was like eating pebbles. It was not good. Knott's is just struggling with the making of rice.
Yeah.
Like, if the rice was good, I would have said this ain't that bad. But it was just not a fun experience biting into hard rice, dude. I do want to say another thing, Danny, that we haven't seen opened in a long time is the museum opened up. And we found a flyer of Miss Knott's Chicken Dinner from who knows when a complete dinner was $3.
Dang.
Me and Noah.
You can't even get a bottle of water for $3.
Yeah, look, and then general.
Dude,
admission.
I love the museum and
dude, I could be
in Ghost Town.
I wanted to show more, but I feel like it would just get boring, like on a YouTube video.
It's
but
really fun in there.
In person, it's a lot of fun. If you guys ever go to Knott's, go in this museum if it's open.
It's next to the stables, right?
Exactly. Yep. Yeah. Yep. I want to show this right here. So this lady mentioned right here. Knott's used to actually have a steakhouse, dude. Did you know that? There was a steakhouse.
It's where Sutter's, not Sutter's. What's that called? Is it like the chop area over by the Ghost Town Bakery? What is that called?
I don't know exactly where. Wait, Ghost Town Bakery?
Right next to it. That restaurant is there.
Oh man.
I always Spurs.
Yeah,
I always forget the name. I feel like that's where it was, right?
Yeah, that's where it was.
Yeah.
So, this is that menu from the steakhouse. They had choice of New York steak, $4.95. Imagine that. I didn't know there was a steakhouse at Knott's. What I wanted to talk about, I think I also threw it in this video, is back here. Hold on. Is it here? Let's go over this real quick. Origins construction has now come to life.
Mm-hmm.
This video is like Friday. This is the now. Origins was an unbelievable maze that came out in 2019. And I can't wait. This is where the witch would like kind of go in a circle and she's being hung. So she looks like she's just floating in here.
She's like flying with her broom, and like that contraption like lets her kind of jump from rock to rock, and it looks like she's flying. So it's really cool. And you're down below. You've just emerged through this like cave, and you're outside like looking up at the sky, but she's there like kind of flying above you, like screaming chants at you. Yes. But she kind of distracts your vision up, and then what you're not paying attention to down below scares you. So that's a good scare right there.
Knott's Scary Farm announced a new scare zone that's coming to the Walter Knott outside area.
Yeah, I love that it's already like they already have a teaser lit up for it right now, even right now, that you can interact with.
Yeah.
How cool is that? Like, honestly, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen.
I want to show people this real quick. I'm going to have the audio on.
And then they're going to be scaring people all here, so it's going to be crazy.
Yeah,
this is going to be a wild.
They've never done like a teaser for a scare zone like this that you can interact with before the event.
They obviously care a lot about this scare zone.
Yeah, it's a big deal for them. I mean, but this is their new street right now. This was like for
this whole corner.
For this Knott's 100, this Charleston Avenue or Charleston Circle and Memory Lane. This was like a really big deal for them because they spent a lot of money redoing this street and making it look better. And they redid the theater. So like this was a big deal for their 100th, and unfortunately it got kind of like lost in the shuffle of 2020.
I know.
So, but like, and this scare zone is in this area right here. This new scare zone is going to be here. So,
yeah, let me show everybody real quick. Let's get transparent. There we go.
Air zone right here. There's actually a speakeasy over here next to the Walter Knott Theater. Big shout out to my buddy Noah for putting it out. It's called the Blind Tiger. You can actually hear the speakeasy running as they're in business. And you can ring the bell. Hopefully I know the password.
Keep it down, Ollie. There's someone at the door. We ain't doing no business today, so scram.
All I want is the
Get back to
all I want is the devil's elixir.
Me too.
Hey, Benny, there's somebody at the door.
What's the password?
Devil's elixir.
That ain't it. It's a
So what I was trying to say mainly with this whole scare zone is the theming's already here. It's just going to transition into a scary farm.
yeah,
That's the
but
cool part.
it's really cool. I think that they teased this scare zone when they announced all the scare zones that were returning. They had the conductor, go outside this speakeasy here for the goring 20s. And then the fact that it's there now live and then guests can interact with it that know about it, especially like Knott's huge Scary Farm like fandom. They have a huge following that's just like obsessed with Scary Farm and like that, this is like their tradition every year.
Yeah.
Like what a way to come back from a year where they didn't have it. Like this is such a cool thing. Like for big time Scary Farm people, like going to see this is really cool. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm excited that you caught that right away. I was so happy when I watched your video because I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it's there.
Because the theming's already there.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be scary.
Mhm.
There's a super chat we got. I want to go over it real quick. I don't want to miss it. We got K Will with the super chat. My girl loved buttons you gave them at Storytellers. They and the hubs imitated the super chat sound all day. We hope to see you again at one of the parks. Thank you, K Will. Super chat. Fired up. Yeah, she said the goring 20s is catching my eye with Rebecca.
We got like a orange below.
I know. I don't know why.
Ever since you put it back on.
Yeah, I didn't press nothing.
Dang.
Oh, it's the temperature. Maybe go this way? I don't know. Let me see if I could
No, you're good.
Oh, it was that?
Yeah, it's the gamma. It was the
Oh,
gamma.
I must have hit it or something.
The
That's like we put on like the popcorn butter filter or something.
There we go. Look at that.
Look, we look
Oh,
like
my.
people again. Let me move. There we go. All right.
They always had that door with the bell you could ring. Did they change the audio?
I think so. I didn't even know there was audio there, dude.
I didn't know that they had the doorbell there, and I've been to like all the events. I guess I never paid attention to that. But that specific doorbell and like the piano playing and stuff, that was straight from the teaser that they put on their YouTube channel. So it was cool that it was there in person for you to see it afterward. I don't know if that's always been there like that, but this particular scare zone is brand new. So they haven't had the goring 20s there.
I have something I want to talk about. Get a little bit away from not Scary Farm, but still Knott's related. Johnny Rockets has been closed for like 3 weeks now. What is going on? Johnny Rockets had a big reopening, and then it just closed with no word in sight. I don't know what happened. It wasn't nothing related to like the Rona and stuff. This got me thinking. I was talking with Noah about this a lot. I was telling Noah, why doesn't Knott's end the contract with Johnny Rockets and bring character dining to that location?
Snoopy dining.
You know, you could move the dining throughout the seasons. Peanut celebration, boysenberry character dining, and then you go into
Dude, Mary Farm, they could have carolers.
Mary Farm. You have carolers and Santa Snoopy. Halloween, you have the buffet there instead. Tell me that's not a great idea, dude. I'm just not. I know it's probably ridiculous to try to end a contract with Johnny Rockets because Johnny Rockets has been there a long time. But dude, you would do the fandom of Knott's 100 anniversary if you were to bring character dining to Knott's Berry Farm. Every single person I've asked, would you consider character dining at Knott's? And the answer has always been, hell yeah. Are you kidding me? Yes, I would definitely go. Like, dude, and for all the people that love Knott's to then have character dining and experience the characters on a more personal basis or a personal kind of environment, it'd be great. It'd be great. What are your thoughts on that, Danny?
That's an amazing idea, honestly. They don't really have that. I mean, they could do that at Spurs, but that's a really good location for it right there, I think. It's kind of in the middle of everything. They got a little outdoor patio. Spurs doesn't really have that big of an outdoor space, to be honest. Mm-hmm. So this has got a pretty decent sized patio. And heck, they could even do they could even do firework dessert parties there, to be honest, because it's got good firework viewing there as well too.
Yeah, that's kind of true.
So they could do like when on nights they have fireworks, they could do dessert parties. I don't know. They can get really creative with some of the stuff there.
Madonna says yesterday Johnny Rockets they did mobile ordering, so maybe they opened again. I'm over here saying they've been closed for so long. Every trip I've gone, they've been closed. I didn't go today, obviously, but I think Johnny Rockets, it's time for it to go.
Looks
and
like
bring character dining. But what I was gonna say, the most important part about this character dining, Knott's has to have great quality food. And if it costs a little bit more, let it be more. Because I think having this character dining with great food would just be a great combination for the future. Like this is something that they could do for 10 years, 15 years. Like just keep reinventing also the characters you meet throughout the time of this. It would be a great moneymaker and great customer experience for character dining to be at Knott's. It would be incredible.
Julie Giles says they've always had that doorbell that you could ring. She asked if they changed the audio. Brian Sevilla says I've been to both, and Knott's is always scarier and more. Oh, talking about that. But Brian also, or was it Brian that said it? Frankie's bride said they did change the audio.
Oh, it did change.
And then Brian Sevilla followed up and said that's the same audio. If you keep ringing the doorbell, there's more audio.
Oh, there's just, different variant. To me, it's all new audio. I never rang that doorbell.
I didn't even know that was there. Because the conductor brought light to it in the teaser, so I thought it was new. But.
Exactly. And then we did that.
I guess I've just never, I don't know, when I see a door, I don't go over to a door that's like not listed as somewhere and like push a button, you know what I mean? Like it could be like a cast member area.
We got a great comment too from Crystal and Chris. Johnny Rockets next to Coaster's Diner, very similar in style already anyway. I couldn't agree with that 100% more. Like I agree, Crystal Chris. Coasters, which is next to Accelerator, which is like a 1 minute walk that way, and Johnny Rockets are practically the same thing, and one's on the meal plan and one is not. So for the most part, I just feel like Johnny Rockets doesn't add value to that area or the experience of the same foods. I'm not a fan of Johnny Rockets, to be honest, because it's expensive, and I always think to myself I could just go to In-N-Out. But I would really love for some good dining, like higher end dining, because Knott's doesn't have like this higher end experience. I think it's time they bring it. The park is ready for something like that. Maybe not in the previous years, but where the demand is and just where things are going, I think Knott's could bump up the quality of food and bring character dining and make it a great experience. Everybody that loves Knott's and has a birthday coming up, tell me you wouldn't spend it at character dining, dude. Oh, man. Let me see. Julie Giles says, heard Johnny Rockets has mobile ordering just on the weekends, but when I was there yesterday, it was not open at 1. See, it's so confusing. Yeah, too much. I don't know what to do.
Darnell Wright says, hate to say it, but the food was better at the tasting events than it is now.
I could agree with that because you're dealing with smaller batches than this whole like mass food for the whole day.
Well, they can just make like a ton of empanadas, and then you're just there and they're just giving you the empanadas. But like,
and if they run out, they run out. You know. Mm-hmm. Now we're on the meal plan, and you got to be cranking these out. Mm-hmm. To be honest, the word that I have heard is Knott's workers feel stressed because the whole statement of understaffing, it's a real thing. And I'm not saying like they're completely understaffed or anything like that. It's just the fact that like theme parks revving up to keep the capacity and the crowds going higher and higher to what was normal. There's going to be a stress coming down on everybody when that happens. And anybody that's gone to Knott's Berry Farm lately, they all have the same sentiment. It is crowded. It is packed in the lines and the food. And I even did a video myself that literally the title said it was too busy to do rides, I think. I think that's what I called it. Because there is sometimes you go to Knott's and instant, you're like, we're not getting on rides.
Maya Alyssa asked a good question. Is the barn area by Bigfoot Rapids, I think she means Calico Rapids, it used to be called Bigfoot Rapids, is not only open during holiday events. It's usually used for holiday events. Right now, it is the home of the Origins maze that's being built right now. So Origins, the Curse of Calico, that maze is inside there. During Merry Farm, that barn is the Santa meet and greet, or has been in the past. It's like Santa's cabin. And then during like the Boysenberry Festival, they usually have, in the past, for like 2019's Boysenberry Festival, they had a wine tasting inside there, which was amazing. It was so much fun. During the Taste of Boysenberry Festival, I think it was like a picture opportunity, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, but yeah, they use it for a lot of different things. But that's kind of what it is right now. But the next thing I wanted to go into was the announcement event. So we were talking about what's happening in August.
Let them know what it is. I feel a lot of people don't know what it is.
Yeah, so I want to talk about what's happening now. So we saw Mondo's videos opening up. Took a little bit of time there, maybe more than we should have. But we wanted to show you what the current state of construction was for Scary Farm. But now what we have to look forward to this month is at some point, Knott is going to announce when the Scary Farm announcement is, and it's probably going to be this month. Maybe it's early September, we don't know, but most likely it'll be this month since the event starts in September. The Knott's Scary Farm announcement event is a huge announcement event that Knott's does every single year. It's honestly like one of my favorite things to go to. It's honestly a stage show where they announce the Scary Farm event for the year. They go over the creative process behind maybe a new scare zone, new mazes, and some returning mazes or scare zones that they're changing some or adding things to. Like sometimes they'll add new costumes or new characters to a scare zone, and they talk about like how they developed those. And it's really cool. It's like a Comic-Con panel for Scary Farm, but right inside Knott's Berry Farm. And it's usually for invited media and their season pass holders. And if you want to get a ticket to go, it's totally free. They open it up as a lottery for season pass holders. You just jump on and try to get a ticket, and until they run out. Hopefully they still do it the same way this year. I
hope they do.
Being how things are right now, you might have to wear a mask while you're watching the show. But hey,
I'll wear a mask.
Yeah,
no problem.
It's cool. But we wanted to show you kind of the taste and the feel of what that event is like. This is kind of one of the opening scenes for that ceremony where they announced the Scary Farm stuff. And they had a really cool surprise on this opening ceremony. This is 2019's Scary Farm announcement event in what was then the Charles M. Schulz Theater, which is now the Walter Knott Theater.
And let them know how we got to do this event. Not because of the media, but like how you would have done it. Like how or you want me to do it?
I already talked about that.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Sorry. Okay, I was like so zoned in over here. Okay, cool. Let's go into this. This is the actual event that Danny's talking about, 2019. I'm going to let this play. This is like a 1 minute long video, so let's enjoy. And this is not too scary, so don't feel like, oh my gosh, what are you showing me?
Yeah, this is like a stage show.
It's like a play more than anything, and it's a beautiful show. A freaking beautiful show, man. All right, let's fire it up.
Everybody.
That is so cool.
So in this opening scene, they were basically like this girl was going to bed, and then she started having nightmares of all the Scary Farm monsters, and then the dancers pulled her bed sheets out, and then all the monsters came out from the bed sheets and went into the audience.
Yeah, I wasn't ready for the monsters.
He was not ready for that.
Because you guys gotta understand, this is my first like touch of like scariness that this season. And the monsters to go into the crowd, I was like, what the hell? This is like, it was already Scary Farm in August. It was so crazy. We will obviously announce in our Instagrams or even YouTubes when this will go live to get tickets to attend this event. This is a highly recommended event to go to if you are into Halloween in general. You don't even have to be the biggest Not Scary Farm fan. This is just worth it if you love Halloween in general. And I bet you after this event in 2021, if they do it, you're definitely gonna attend Not Scary Farm, because this event sells you like 1,000 times over. It's incredible. Let me go back to the comments real quick, Danny. Let me see.
Jack Bentley says, I actually don't think there will be an announcement event this year because it seems like they're just announcing something new every week up to opening night.
We're staying positive, man. I don't know the answer, dude. I really don't know the answer.
I mean, they don't necessarily wait to announce everything at the announcement event. They do usually announce the names of the things. We did get the new Scare Zone, the Goring 20s, a little bit earlier, but we don't know any details of it. We don't know what the scare actors are going to look like. And during this announcement event, they show like concept drawings of all the different actors' costumes. They show like the behind the scenes work of like making the costumes and putting on the makeup of the scare actors in that area. It's just
so cool. I wish I could show you, but that video I did is like 30 minutes. So
and they usually have like the designers there talking about like why they chose the certain colors. You know, they'll probably talk about like how they were heavily influenced by like flappers and 20s and how they like decided to make it into whatever it is that they're doing for Goring.
And all I kept saying that day was, why the hell does Halloween Horror Nights not do this?
Yeah.
Gosh, man.
But Mondo kept saying, man, they need to have a Horror Nights like announcement event. Like he kept saying that over and over and over again.
We got Alex saying, my top 3 things I wish Not Scary Farm would do. Expand into Fiesta Village. Dude, that's all people kept saying. Noah kept saying that. 2, build a maze tied to Forsaken Lake in the Gunslinger area. Dude, you're just like, you're hitting the net like what people want, man.
Dude, I would love a Forsaken Lake maze.
3, build a maze in the bumper area for the new Goring 20s.
They've done that already. They've had a maze. They had an Alice in Wonderland themed maze in that bumper car area. It's a really good space for a maze, actually.
That's what Noah was saying. He's like, I know people love Wheeler Dealer, right? Wheeler Dealer. But he was like, this is a great opportunity to have a Goring 20 maze. Like, for goodness sake, a Scare Zone and a maze? That would be... We're just getting spoiled by Not Scary Farm at that point. Closing thoughts, Danny. Let's keep it going.
I really, really, really hope that the maze that's under the accelerator area is related to the 1920s. Someone did mention, like I said, the old rumors were that it was a steampunk vibe, and steampunk usually kind of tries to resemble that era of the 20s and the 40s and stuff. So maybe we have a maze that's themed to that. I don't know why they would have the tents, but it could be related to like the old, the Goring 20s Scare Zone seems like it's really centered around Prohibition and like speakeasies that are hidden from the outside. So I don't know if maybe this is going to have a similar theme to it. I have no idea, but I hope that would be really cool to have a maze tied to that. So,
okay, my closing thoughts. I want to give Not Scary Farm not having a bad viral video this week. So shout out to Knott's for that. And as we've been saying time and time over, Knott's is a great place, family friendly. Take the kids, take the family, and just have a great time, man. Knott's is literally family friendly at the core. That's what they're about, and especially their 100th celebration that they're currently in. Knott's is still doing summer nights. That is still going on. And most importantly, if you want to have a good time in Knott's, you got to go right at opening because it has been crowded. The demand's insane. As we've said it before, the blessing from Disneyland sunsetting their passes has pushed people to other theme parks that do have annual passes, and that is Knott's, Universal, Six Flags, and even SeaWorld. All these theme parks are seeing demand like they've never seen before, man. People want to do theme parks. It's something to do. It's safe. Go outside, be in an outside environment, and a lot of people want to be with their friends again. That's what it's all about, especially like the younger crowd. I want to hang out with my friends, man. It's summertime. All right, that is it for Knott's Berry Farm. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Also, today's live stream, just want to say we appreciate your time. Up next,
Universal.
Let's go to Disneyland.
I was going to say, we got all those videos lined up.
Okay. We'll do it.
We're going to Universal.
All right. We'll keep Disneyland for the main event, the final topic. By the way, if you are new to Speculation Sunday, we go Q&A, talk specific theme parks. When it comes down to Disneyland, we do a whole segment. Knott's Berry Farm, its own segment, and then Universal, its own segment, and then just have a little fun at the end. But the next segment we're going into, Universal Studios Hollywood. And we got a lot to talk about, man. But before we keep going, let's get those likes up to 500, everybody. We are so close. Get them up to 500.
And in this Universal Studios Hollywood segment, we also wanted to touch on Universal Orlando, since Mondo, the Mystery Bay, and a whole bunch of other people are going to be going to Halloween Horror Nights in Orlando as well, too.
Yep. The big thing that is going on with Knott's right now
Universal
I'm still in Knott's mode. Universal Studios is they're transitioning into Halloween soon, and Halloween Horror Nights is going to be the talk of the town for a long time at Universal. The big thing too is characters they keep coming back. The Scooby-Doo characters, they had like 5 of them recently out there, because previously it was just Scooby. Now they had Shaggy and Scooby, and then like 3 other. They had other people there too. The other one, Doc Brown, came back.
Or Velma, sorry.
Doc Brown came back.
Doc Brown.
Yeah. I don't know when he comes out and how often in the week. But
dude, their characters like coming out are like so random. You never.
Yeah, Marilyn Monroe, she's out there grinding every day. she's like the staple of the characters. Her and Donkey, dude. Shrek came back with Fiona. Dude. Shrek came back with Fiona. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe my eyes.
We got about 300 likes. Let's try to get to 500.
Let's get a 500,
We're
everybody.
only 200 away. So hit the like button if you haven't already. But yes, so the first thing that we wanted to talk about was kind of going over some of the stuff that's going on for Halloween Horror Nights here. I know you had an update for us not that long ago, right?
Yeah, I've done 2. I did one earlier in the week because I went to Universal twice this week, so a whole lot. I want to show people real quick of what I was talking about with Fiona. Here it is. This is it, dude. Literally Shrek.
Why is he in the Trolls area?
Oh,
Atlanta, we got Shrek back in the town. How you been?
Look at that.
Dude, we've missed you.
Shrek has come back, but Fiona was there later. I just didn't get a video of it. The other thing, too, at the very end of this video, let me bring it up. I think I have it here.
There we go.
Hold on. Look at this, dude. Is it right? Oh, yeah, right here, dude. Look at this.
Get yourself your coffee needs to get your day going or end your day with the Starbucks.
Guy Diamond.
Look.
Oh, the characters have masks. Look at, there's Guy Diamond. Oh, he's got his little guy, too. Oh my god, I don't remember him having that before.
Dude, I know. That's what I wanted to show people. I wanted to show everybody that. The other thing I wanted to go into real quick is this, Danny, is the construction, dude. This is the construction that's going down at Curious George parking lot.
I predict that whole middle area is just going to be like switchbacks.
It's going to be so packed. It's going to be a queue nightmare over here. 2 mazes, and then a lot of people want to do these mazes. This is what is it called? Haunting of Hill House right here.
For sure.
That's what people already said it's confirmed. I don't know what's confirmed, what's not confirmed, but from what I've always heard, the speculation is that's Haunting of Hill House. And then this is obviously right here, the Curse of Pandora's Box. And I go deeper into it. Look at this. The reason we say it's Curse of Pandora's Box because that entrance right here. I'll show a B-roll right now of why we think that. But Curse of Pandora's Box was always a fun maze for me to do in Halloween Horror Nights. There you go. Closer look at it. You can't get, that's the best view.
Oh, it's the shop.
Yeah.
It's the shop.
You can't tell me it's not that anymore. And then there it is. Look at that. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's the same
Okay,
thing.
so you're right. The other one has to be Haunting of Hill House.
Haunting of Hill House, yep. The other thing, too, I wanted to talk about is this dirt field, dude. There's still...
Look at those movers.
Dude.
That's a lot of big equipment.
This is... There's a lot of construction going down right now at Universal Studios Hollywood on the back lot. We already know that the cabin was removed recently. That was the big news that went down. And then there's this construction going down behind the European section of the back lot. It's a lot of rumor that this is where more sound stages are going to go, the more high-end and high-tech 2021 type of construction going down here for movie shows and to continue the expansion of the films. But with this happening, our speculation is that it'll allow the theme park to then expand by bulldozering down stages or sound stages
on the lower lot
behind Super Nintendo World area and behind that way. So this right here is a good sign for the theme park, even though it has nothing to do with the theme park, but it'll just allow more expansion. The other thing I wanted to talk about was right here. Hold up. Is it? Let me see. Oh,
what's
here
that?
we go. This one.
Texas Chainsaw?
Yep. This right here. There's now a lot of greenery that's going down, and this is the maze that's behind Mummy. And this is for sure the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Mm-hmm.
There's no doubts about it.
That tent's been sitting out for over a year, and it looks like it.
Yeah, that's the crazy part about how this has happened. Let me see. There was one more thing I wanted to show. Oh, here we go. This one. And then this is the other maze.
Oh, wow. That looking really good now.
Yeah, this is done for sure. But there's lights that were behind us. We think there's going to be some type of projection mapping going on here where it'll make this come to life.
Hey, they did that on Creepshow, didn't they?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we think this is going to have projected mapping too. This is the maze that's located next to Mel's Diner for Halloween Horror Nights, and it's The Bride of Frankenstein Lives. There's just so much to offer this year when it comes down to these mazes. I really feel like Universal's doing less, but they're going to do more. And what I mean by that is more detail, hopefully more scares, and just a lot more horror is what we want.
A couple things here. We have Arlie Angel says, I'm so sad they took down the cabin. Mondo actually got word that they moved it, right?
They did.
It's preserved.
Yeah, it's behind the War of the Worlds area. Mm-hmm. It's definitely there. I saw it with my own eyes recently.
So it's not gone. So it's still there. So the memories live on. It's not in the same spot as it was, but hopefully, hopefully it's part of the stop of the tour that you get to see it still, which would be really nice. And then also we have, who is it here Tony Victoria asking anything new for the Toxic Tunnel. We don't have any word yet, Tony Victoria, if they're even going to have scare zones, because they haven't confirmed any of that yet.
We think the answer is yes for scare zones, in my opinion. But like Daddy's saying, nothing's been announced at all. Mm-hmm. So
we could have a Toxic Tunnel. We might not have a Toxic Tunnel. We could have Angels and Demons. We might not have Angels and Demons.
Halloween Horror Nights might not even go that way, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But the big talk is, too, that the Terror Tram is coming back. I'm really starting to believe it will, just to be a attraction that takes up a lot of people away from the mazes, because these lines are going to probably be some of the biggest lines you ever seen at Halloween Horror Nights, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. I'll talk about, like, you might have to wait 2 to 3 hours per maze any day you go, because People want Halloween like you don't believe. Like, we already see people going to theme parks right now. Imagine all the people that love Halloween. They are deprived for even longer because they only get it in like Halloween season. So as you already know, a lot of people are already celebrating Halloween like it's today because it's August 1st. Literally August 1st.
Yeah.
Another thing I wanted to talk about when it comes...
Oh, Jackie Cardona says I saw the cabin behind the War of the Worlds set also.
Okay, cool. So I'm not crazy.
But we wanted to touch a little bit on Orlando stuff. Obviously, Mondo and Mystery Bay will be there, to cover that opening, or not opening necessarily, but like whenever they get out there, that time of Halloween Horror Nights. Last Speculation Sunday, we showed you a clip from Universal Orlando's official YouTube account from Bride of Frankenstein Lives, so that you guys might have an idea what it's like, since we're going to be getting a version of that maze here in Hollywood. But Mondo will also be filming this maze come this year when he heads out there to Halloween Horror Nights Orlando. This is called Revenge of the Tooth Fairy. It was available during HHN Light last season when they had Bride of Frankenstein's Lives open as well over in Orlando. So some people already have walkthroughs of this maze, but we don't know if it's coming back a little bit different this year. They might change it up. So, but this is official teaser trailer from Universal Orlando's YouTube account on the Revenge of the Tooth Fairy. This is a partial walkthrough of the maze, so spoilers and also warning because it might be scary.
I don't know anything about this. Okay? I didn't walk through this. This is the first time I'm gonna see this.
Revenge of the Tooth Fairy. It's basically like the premise of the maze is like you don't want the Tooth Fairy to come because like when the Tooth Fairy comes to collect the teeth, they like kill everyone in your house.
Oh my gosh!
And so Jesus. Like the Tooth Fairies are like
dark quick.
Yeah, the Tooth Fairy is just like. So you're just basically walking through all these scenarios where like kids like they lost their teeth, but then like the Tooth Fairy came and just basically like murdered their whole family.
Oh my gosh!
So it's very.
I don't know if we can show this, Danny.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
Before we keep going, we got a super chat on the Venmo at the Cali Bay from Mitch. He says, "When are you going to Horror Nights, Florida? I'll be going in September. We have.
Are you doing opening night anymore or not?
I am doing opening night. I am.
Oh, okay.
I am.
Dang.
Opening night. If you're watching Universal Orlando, I have messaged your media and no response for like 2 months now, I guess. We never got a response, so I don't know if we'll be able to film their mazes. But if you're watching Universal Orlando, we would love to be part of your media for Halloween Horror Nights 2021 in Orlando. Like, dude, I'm already set to go, man. It's just a matter if we are allowed to film in the mazes or not. And I really hope we are because it's just a special media event that goes down every year because only the media people are allowed to film in Florida. Here in Universal Hollywood, they allow anybody to film, which is like a crazy blessing. And I'm always thankful that Hollywood allows that. Because at the end of the day, they could be like, no one's filming.
Mm-hmm. But before we start the video real quick, I want to bring up the super chat because it's relevant actually to what we're going to be watching.
Oh, damn.
So Larissa Perez, sorry we can't put it on the screen right now because we got the video up, but I'm going to read it out, Larissa. Thank you for your
Larissa.
Super chat. $10. Says, do you think scare actors will be behind plexiglass like Orlando had done last year? We don't know. If things continue to change like this, they might have to implement that. But what you can see from when we show you during this walkthrough of Revenge of the Tooth Fairy, they put plexiglass up in multiple areas. So even though you knew a plexiglass space was where you're going to get scared, the scare actor could have been in any one of those plexiglass areas and you didn't know which one. Mm-hmm. So there was still a sense of mystery there and a sense of ability to get scared and not like knowing exactly where they're going to scare you because it could be this plexiglass area or it could be that plexiglass area. You just didn't know. So they still had an element of surprise, and you'll see that from this walkthrough here.
All right. And by the way, are you guys enjoying all this Halloween talk? I just want to ask everybody because we are in Halloween season, man. This is where Five Fires YouTube's going, and it's only going to get more Halloween-y. But it's not always this like scare the hell out of you Halloween because we got Oogie Boogie Bash and other events that are just like fun Halloween stuff in general. But Halloween Horror Nights. This is meant to scare you.
Mhm. It says when a child says no to the tooth fairy. The facade on this maze, though, was excellent. You're like walking into a storybook. So
Damn. I like how a story's going down on the wall.
yeah, you're walking through the storybook and it's unfolding around you.
Oh, wow. I've never seen a story on the walls.
I'm telling you, Universal Orlando's original mazes are incredible. They're incredible. This is their one of their original mazes. It's not based on any movie or
Put
anything.
it down a little bit. I just want. I know it comes off loud on the. Oh, there it is. Did you see the plexiglass?
I did.
There it is. Damn. I don't think the plexiglass takes away from things.
When I was there, it didn't really.
Yeah, because when it comes down to Halloween Horror Nights, it's kind of more of like set scares. To compare it like with Not Scary Farm, where like a scare actor will follow you to the other room.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm not gonna stop it anymore. I'm sorry. This is the first time I'm seeing it. I just want to make points, but I'll let it go. Whoa. Wow. Damn. Is there, yeah. Damn. Wow. You walked through that?
I did it a couple times.
And what'd you think?
It was good. I really liked it. I liked Bride of Frankenstein better. Revenge of Bride of Frankenstein, or Bride of Frankenstein Lives. But this one was good. It was good. I think the schmoose Brett, he enjoyed this maze a little better. It's just cool because it's an original storyline, and they did such a good job with the facade. This was the same building that they used for the Us maze in 2019's Halloween Horror Nights. And they had a pretty good facade for the Us maze in this particular building as well too. So it was a really cool maze. But they have such great original storylines in Orlando. They had Yeti in 2019, which was my favorite maze ever. Graveyard Games, which was really good. The Revenge of the Tooth Fairy was their new one during 2020's like small Halloween Horror Nights. And then they also had Bride of Frankenstein Lives and then Beetlejuice for 2 days. So, I'm looking forward to seeing what you think of it when you get to experience it.
I'm gonna be scared. I ain't gonna lie. I get scared every maze I go to, even if it's not scary. It's just
and there's smells in that one. You saw the kitchen with like the smoking stuff. There's smells in that maze.
That looked crazy. That looked crazy to me. I really love the edit they did for that too. That was cool. We got a super chat. Oh damn! Hold on. I gotta hit the horn. We got a super chat from Jiminy Disney dropping the fire on VENMO at the Cali Bay. Says, here's to Mondo and the amazing community he's built. 5 fires, man. Thank you, Jiminy Disney. I had a chance to spend a little bit of time with Jiminy Disney. We got some lamplight drinks and amazing person. And I can't wait to hang out again with you, Jiminy Disney. I appreciate just your time and honestly friendship, dude, and support. It was, dude, we just the conversations we had. I would love to just keep it going, man. We actually, when we went, we got a Neverland tea and a Black Pearl. And I told Jiminy, I was like, I think we're good. Those are some strong drinks, man. But thank you, Jiminy.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
We got another super chat from Emerald Magic, who sends $50 and says, counting the days for HHN. Airing begins. We got a comment
Thank you, Emerald Magic. Dude, the scaring will begin very soon.
We got a comment from Arlene Angel, who says, lol, okay, Universal, that's it. First, the Tooth Fairy. Here comes Santa Claus Strike Back. Easter Bunny attacks. Just do all the childhood characters.
To me, Easter Bunny is scary. That is very scary. Santa Claus being scary, I could kind of handle that. I don't know why that one doesn't scare me too much, but Easter would. We had the Leprechaun in Holidays in Hell in 2019. That would be scary too.
And Krampus too.
Yeah, actually, Krampus is scary. Yeah, like.
But another thing that's going to be going down in Universal Orlando that we always look forward to, that Mondo will finally get to see this year, is the tribute store. I know the tribute store, they've been doing one. They did one for Mardi Gras this year for the first time. They did a Jurassic World tribute store for the opening of the Jurassic World Velocicoaster, which was an incredible tribute store. It's like all the maze builders get to build this tribute store as like practice throughout the year. But they always did tribute stores for the Halloween season, for Halloween Horror Nights, and they're amazing. 2019's tribute store had Stranger Things. It had Beetlejuice. What else did it have?
Jurassic Park. Jurassic World?
No.
Oh,
for the
Halloween.
Halloween. It had I forget what the third part was, but there was like multiple rooms of Beetlejuice. But we're going to actually show you a clip of the 2019 one from Ordinary Adventures. Peter and Kitra actually have a full walkthrough of the tribute store from 2019 Halloween Horror Nights. And one of the first rooms is Stranger Things, and it's so cool because they use the snow machines in there. Because you know how like when they're in the Upside Down in Stranger Things, like there's all this kind of weird stuff floating in the air. So they kind of like turn on the snow machines in that room so that you feel like you're in the Upside Down with like the stuff floating.
Was
so
it
was really
Snope or Snow?
Yeah, it was like the little Snope stuff.
Okay, I was like, damn.
But it was cool because they gave it that vibe of the Upside Down. But here's a look at what Mondo could be looking forward to when he goes to see the tribute store for his first time.
And I just want to let everybody know, Emerald Magic, we are going to bring Halloween to Five Fires YouTube so hard this year. So hard.
Because we didn't get it that... We tried... Hey, we did a lot. We did the Terror Car Wash. We did the drive-through scares at the OC Fair. The Spirit Halloween.
Spirit Halloween.
We did what we could.
Taste of Halloween.
Yeah.
We did that a lot. We tried to bring the Halloween the best we could in 2020. But this year we could like really bring it because we're going to be walking through scare zones, haunts, maybe do drive-thrus if they do them. Why not? It's the shows. I can't wait to see all that. But we're going to be bringing the fire, man. Emerald Magic, we're going to be bringing that fire. But also, too, Jiminy Disney, I want to say something. He brought it up. As I keep mentioning, I'm most thankful for the support, but the community that we are building here on Five Fires YouTube. I am so thankful for everybody that supports the channel, but it's the community that we're building that I am just most proud and thankful and just appreciative to have. We have such a great community that's going here, just full of positivity, love, and magic, all related to theme parks, Disneyland, Knott's, Universal Studios Hollywood. And I've said it in the past, to try to bring a community like that together is very hard. Because a lot of people that like Disneyland don't like Knott's. A lot of people that like Universal don't like Disneyland. And to all of a sudden have this community where we're all willing to talk about all this stuff and have fun with it, it's awesome. And shout out to all the moderators for always keeping the chat so positive, friendly, and fun. Because you guys do such an amazing work. And the moderators are like the backbone of Five Fires YouTube, man.
Drop a Mod Squad.
Mod Squad!
But here's a video, a little clip here of Peter and Kitra when they were walking through the tribute store from 2019. So you can see here's the Stranger Things with the upside down.
Oh, that's the entrance?
Yeah, that's the tribute store
Wow.
entrance. So let's see here. We're gonna get through. There we go.
So what are we looking at here? Because I never did this.
The tribute store is set up in multiple rooms, and each room has a different theme to a different section of that particular maze. So they had a Ghostbusters section.
Ghostbusters section.
They had Beetlejuice. They had Stranger Things. They had the main, icon of HHN Orlando is Jack, the big kind of red clown. So they had him in there. But they have all this fun stuff to do. Just going to forward through here. This is another Ghostbusters section. Look at this. All the merch they had going on in there for Ghostbusters.
Well, I will be doing this walkthrough when I go. That is for sure. I don't know what...
Look at that dirty year, 2019, dude. Stranger Things, Killer Clowns, Us.
Graveyard Games.
Graveyard Games was so good. Yeti. Oh my gosh, Yeti.
Nobody ever talked about that bottom right maze. I don't know what that is. But it's okay.
There's the other entrance. Look at that. The
That is
masks.
scary.
Oh my God, Kitra.
That is scary.
Let's see.
I always wish that a walkthrough tribute store like this would come to Hollywood.
Yeah, look at this. They have the detailed rooms with this is the Stranger Things part of the maze or of the tribute store.
And this is something that goes up seasonally for the Halloween Horror Night season of Universal Orlando. So we're not talking Hollywood right now, just to kind of just differentiate on that. We got a super chat real quick from Verdiana. She says, y'all are some crazy sons of biscuits going to Halloween Horror Nights. You know, we are. I'm not gonna lie. I'd have to wear my Depends the whole time. I got goosebumps watching the Tooth Fairy hunt. No, Veridiana, I used to be in the same boat as you. Or like, I can't do none of this stuff. Y'all are crazy, but I've now become the crazy to be enjoying all this stuff.
Yeah. And I want to show you guys this part. They got a whole section in the tribute store for treats, for Halloween treats. And so Peter and Kitra show a really cool mix here of all the different things they've got available. They got so much cool things. In 2019, they actually had like a little jelly that was like beating, like a heart that was beating, like a jelly, like a little, I guess, a gummy type thing.
Oh, look, those are all related to Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Wow. The theming is unreal when it comes down to Orlando. They're just incredible.
A waffle sandwich for what do you call it, 11 from Stranger Things.
They should just bring this stuff every year, man. Even if Stranger Things is there or not, people would love it. People would love it, man. I would love it. Oh man. But yeah, this tribute store, incredible. Literally incredible.
Look how cool this was. So cool.
We're hopefully going to experience that ourselves. Oh, they got the cool shirt. I think it's like...
dude, that was such a good year. I don't know how to switch it back over.
It's all
I'll
good.
let you do that.
It's all good. I want to show one more thing. Or do we have one more thing to talk about when it comes down to Universal?
No,
like
I just
not
wanted...
Scary Farm or Horror Nights related or whatever?
No, I just wanted to give people a little preview of Revenge of the Tooth Fairy, since I know that was going to be one of the mazes that you were going to experience and you hadn't seen it yet, so I wanted to get your reaction.
I think it's nuts. That's a scary maze to me. Scary maze.
And then the tribute store, we talked about that. So we're looking forward to seeing what they're going to do for that. We know... I hope that they do some more Beetlejuice in there. It'd be, I mean, the Beetlejuice tribute store that was there last year, they had multiple rooms of Beetlejuice. It was really, really cool, and they could bring that back, and I'd be probably totally okay with it. But I have a feeling like they'll do something different, because like these tribute store makers, whoever they are, they like to like outdo themselves.
They're so good at what they do in that tribute store. That team they got in Orlando, you guys are incredible. All of you, everybody on that team, 5 fires. I do want to say one thing I forgot to mention. In Universal Studios Hollywood, you have to wear a mask indoors. Sometimes there's stores that have big openings, but they consider them indoors. So I want to let people know, when you go to any theme park right now, even Knott, if just be ready, because indoors is like a mandatory like LA County thing that's happening. And then Disneyland, we'll go deeper into that situation. But Universal, Jurassic World, you did not have to have a mask. But Transformers and Mummy do have to have a mask because it's all indoors. They don't make you put it on until you get to the indoor queue area.
So that was what I was going to say. Can you please specify, because we had that question on our live before when we heard the masks were coming back for Universal. Can you specify the difference between indoor and outdoor attractions? Because at first, since we hadn't experienced it yet, our guess was they weren't going to try to differentiate because it was harder for the team members. Yeah. But it sounds like they are differentiating. So can you explain, like do you need it on the tram?
The tram, you only have to wear the mask, and the driver tells everybody to do it, and they have an audio that goes off. When you go on the tram, when you're anytime outdoors, you do not have to have a mask on. You only have to put the mask on when you go through Kong, the 3D experience. You also go through Earthquake, which is indoors. Have to put your mask on at that situation. And then the third one is during the Fast and Furious 3D part, have to have a mask on. So it's like you're putting it on, putting it off, putting it on, putting it off. So the studio tour is a little more tricky than like an attraction like Forbidden Journey. You pretty much have to have a mask on from the beginning because that's all indoor queue. Flight of Hippogriff, no mask. Simpsons, same thing. Once you get in the indoor queue, you have a mask on at all times. And then Secret Life of Pets, Minions, Kung Fu Panda, that is all indoors. So really the only two rides...
That's good to know, actually, because no one's really said anything about that yet.
Yeah, the only rides that you do not need a mask, Jurassic World, Flight of Hippogriff, and that's it. Other than that, you're wearing a mask through the indoor queue to the ride.
What about the covered queue in Jurassic World?
No mask. Nah, they consider it outdoor. I'm glad we're bringing this up because I know a lot of people are like, it's tricky because JP2 was like, this is considered indoors, which was Jurassic Outfitters.
Do we consider, the question is, do we consider mazes indoors or outdoors?
You know what I think the best thing to do, and I've said this before in our live streams, prioritize your health. You want to wear a mask, even though they don't tell you, you do it. Do it because you want to. You want to wear a mask to feel safer and just be a peace of mind. Put it on. Don't worry what people are thinking.
Yeah, the good part is that you can go to you can separate yourself from the crowd and go to an area and still take off your mask and drink water or take a picture if you're more comfortable that way. And it's not against the rules. So that's a good thing right now. But if you're more comfortable though in like congregated areas or on attractions wearing your mask, like you can wear it. Like there's not an issue with that. So like Mado said, prioritize your health. If that's more important to you, then do that. You know what I mean? It can get kind of confusing for like what this part of the maze you don't need it on, this part of the maze you do need it on. So like, or this part of the ride you do need it on, that one you don't. So if you feel more comfortable doing it, just do it.
Yep. And I want to go out with the bang. I know we've probably shown this a million times, but I can't get enough, dude. I want to go out with the bang. This is the Scaramony. We hope something Scaramony related comes back to Halloween Horror Nights 2021. We haven't heard nothing, not even a rumor that it's coming back. But I want to keep showing it and just to let people know that like this is how awesome Halloween Horror Nights is. All right, let's fire it up.
I'm actually a runner, but I run.
Oh my God! Whoa, there's another one!
Yeah, fired up. Oh my god. Oh, hey, what up, bro? Dude, crazy, man. We need some of that in our lives. We need that. That is opening ceremony 2019 in freaking Universal Studios Hollywood, Halloween Horror Nights, man.
So we got a super chat from Crystal and Chris who sent $10. They said family came from Phoenix. They upgraded to Express, got there early enough at 10 a.m. to ride some rides multiple times. Once in regular line and later with Express, they said it was totally worth it.
Dude, that's awesome. And like you have, when people visit you, you have this like pressure to like have them have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
So then to like make it happen, it's like a dream come true, man. That's what I'm talking about, Crystal. Thank you, dude. Appreciate the support.
We got SoCal_Imagine who says, any speculation, Mondo, on when Platinum Pass will return for Universal Hollywood? Were you able to ask the question when you were there if they're still allowing the upgrades, but not the brand new purchases?
I heard they're allowing the upgrades. That's as of like a week and a half ago, though. I didn't have a chance to ask on my 2 trips this week. I did ask about just Platinum coming back. And they said they have no idea when Platinum's coming back. I kind of have a hunch they're waiting for Halloween season to kind of go through before allowing Platinum to return. Because Platinum, they obviously sold way more than they ever expected Platinum to sell, which kind of ruins the experience of Platinum, which is Express. And then for all the people paying for Express, which is front of the line,
it ruins their experience.
It ruins their experience. So there was like the rule of diminishing value? It was starting to go down. And Universal saw that real quick because I think it was Crystal and Chris that tagged us. The Jurassic World Express queue went from where the entrance is of Jurassic World all the way behind Raptor Encounter over there. Like that is
at least a 45-minute wait.
Probably more for Express.
And Express usually is like a walk-on.
Yes, Express at the most 5 minutes. That's why you pay that premium and a lot of money to do that. But I don't know, SoCal Imagine. I promise you, once we hear something, we will report on it that like minute because that's very important.
We got another super chat from Viridiana Ramirez who says, nope. In regards to the...
You're like, I don't think so. I don't think so. Nadia says that Stilt Walker is nuts. There was lots of times in 2019, because we had the frequent fair, so we would go a lot, where I would just stare at the Stilt Walker and just be amazed at all the scares that actor was doing in the scare zone. Whoever those Stilt Walker people were, they're amazing. The energy and conditioning to do that all day. Big Avocado says, oh, heck no. That music alone would play mind games on me. It was scary. It was scary, man. I loved it. I loved it, though. I'm crazy now these days. We got a super chat for... Oh, this is it? Oh, I saw Nope earlier. Yeah. She's like, nope. Ain't doing it. Veridiana says, no, thank you. Let me see.
But that about wraps it up for Universal Hollywood and Orlando, our little combo segment on this one. I wanted to touch it up here because a lot of people didn't know the tribute store, didn't know some of the mazes coming to Orlando because we don't really talk about all that much. And I want to get your guys' taste wet on it because I know we're going to be covering that here on this channel and let you know what's coming.
Yep.
Because we don't really talk about the tribute store too much. And all of a sudden you're going to see all these videos pop up on Mondo's channel about it. And now you know what they're going to be about.
Yep. And Jillian, real quick, also asks, do they do opening ceremony every night or only opening night? It's supposed to be every night. There was some times that they didn't do it, and it was probably like a staffing thing where like people just called out and they just couldn't form it together like they want it to be. So just might as well not run it instead of like a shell of itself and make it look bad. Because that opening ceremony is incredible. But they run that any night there is Halloween Horror Nights. They ran that. They ran that big time.
Cynthia. That's a different name.
Oh, there we go.
Says closing ceremony is fun to watch, especially when you see them backstage and how they hype themselves up.
Oh, I wish I could see that. I've never seen that. I wish. Let me see.
Larissa Perez.
Yep.
Just curious, will you be going to see SeaWorld's first ever haunt? I got tickets because I want maximum spookiness.
I'm going actually to.
You are?
To Hollow Scream. It's called. I haven't talked about it because I don't know if it's going to be good, great, amazing, terrible, never going back. This was the worst time of my day or the haunt season. I don't know. This is the first year for SeaWorld to do a haunt, so I'm just staying in the background. I'll let other people do all these reviews leading up to it. I don't know. I stay away from that because it's like I just don't want to be like, oh yeah, go to Hollow Scream, and then it's the worst time in the world, and it's like, dude, we spent like $600 for the hotel tickets, time. And it was the worst time, Danny. It was the worst. I don't want that. I don't want that burden or that. You know what I mean? Go to Oogie Boogie Bash. That's what I'll say. We will be going.
Maya Alyssa says, thanks, Mondo. I now know about the Harry Potter single rider.
Oh, my Lanta, dude. Okay. To end Universal, the best single rider, obviously the 600 people in here now know, the number one single rider in all theme parks right now is Forbidden Journey. You could probably ride Forbidden Journey 3 times in 20 minutes through single rider. Even on a day that thing is 70 minutes, everybody forgets that single rider exists at Forbidden Journey, Universal Studios Hollywood. So shh, keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself. Shh. But only in the 5-Fire community because we're all cool with each other.
All right, but we're going to transition finally to Disneyland Resort.
So, up
and
next,
I'll be right back.
Yeah. Up next, we got Disneyland. Disneyland. We could talk 2 hours when it comes down to Disneyland. I've been waiting to get to this conversation, which is Disneyland. There's a lot of stuff to go over. I know a lot of people in the chat are waiting for this Disneyland segment. So hit that like button. Let's get a 500. If we could somehow do it, let's get to 1,000. All right. Let's talk Disneyland, everybody. Let's talk Disneyland. But yeah, that's right, Cisco. Shh. I won't even mention it anymore. Let me see. We got a super chat on the Venmo. Oh my gosh. From Katrina. Any word on the monorail? 5 fires. Thanks for all the fun you provide. Thank you, Katrina. And by the way, it's Venmo at the Cali Bay. Katrina, I was digging for some cheeseman on monorail anything. The answer is no. I have nothing. From what I hear is like this is what we've heard. There's no opportunity for the monorail to come back anytime soon because of what's going on with the construction going down at Nemo. Nemo is set to return in winter time. That is most likely when the Nemo returns is most likely when the monorail returns, in our opinion. And I really believe in that rumor because the aspect that they're going to have the monorail going over and then you could see a whole emptied lagoon of Nemo. It's just a horrible eyesore. It's just an eyesore. It's just a bad look and it takes away from the magic and everything going on. But I believe the monorail will come back winter. That is my speculation on that one. But thank you for the super chat, Katrina. I appreciate your support. We also got Terrell's Terrific TV. Fire up them likes, everybody. Fire up them likes. Let me see. And then we got Juan Andrade. He says, we we got Terrell Terrific TV also says, hey, Mondo, it might be too soon to think about this, but if we go back into a stay-at-home order, which I hope we do not, do you think Disneyland will limit capacity again or just close down again? Honestly, I don't think Disneyland can go in that closed mode again as a company. The thought of 30,000 being laid off across the company and then for something to happen like that again in this year, I think Disneyland would figure out a way to just be, if they have to run at 5%, they would probably run at 5 instead of closing down, having to lay off. If they go through that route again, it'd just be a nightmare for the families and everybody that works for the company. But I don't think so. I think they'll stay open. With all their abilities, they'll do their best to stay open. We got a super chat from Darlene Roberts. I'm ready to talk Disneyland, Mondo. Me too. We are ready to talk Disneyland, everybody. Let me see. Merciless Kitty says, ready to spend the savings on the Halloween merch. I believe we are closer than you think for the Halloween merch to be dropping at World of Disney and Disneyland. I have a hunch, just because of going over years past, Disneyland drops Halloween merch like August 15th, August 16th, August 17th, somewhere in that range. So, Merciless Kitty, get ready to spend those bucks because you know Disney's going to be dropping some fire merch when it comes down to Halloween. Mm-hmm. They've actually been on a roll, in my opinion. 2019, 2020, the merch has been pretty good. 2018, I don't even recall buying anything. Because there was one year where I was like, this is the merch this year? Let me see. Heidi says, are you dressing up for Oogie Boogie? Yes, we are going to be Harry Potter. Because we already have our what are they called? Robes? Yours is...
Our dress robes?
Yours is Ravenclaw, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I have Gryffindor. Big Avocado says, Scott and I saw the monorail parked on Harborside. Damn!
The full monorail?
Early morning last week near a small building. We got excited seeing it. What? I was telling everybody, because you mentioned this yourself, that monorail most likely will not return until Nemo. There's just no way that they bring back monorail to then visually see whatever's going down at Nemo. I just don't see it happening.
Yeah, it's a good speculation. It's not for sure, but it was just like a speculation on that. We got a super chat from Sergio Aguilar, who sends $4.99, says, have you heard anything about reservations opening for Plaza Inn Character Breakfast on Main Street? Because I know that opens in August.
Yeah. We still have nothing for Plaza Inn. And it's August 1st. And I think it opens August 12th, if I could recall.
Really?
Jeez.
Or wasn't it 11th or something?
You know what? I'm going to speculate it right now. Tomorrow, we hear Plaza Inn reservations. When they'll debut. Maybe it'll go live August 7th or something. Wow, that wasn't thinking about. That's true. I think tomorrow we get some Disney Parks blog that says, hey everybody, Golden Horseshoe reopened. Please go to it. Nobody even talked about it, dude. I didn't even go to it. Dang, I forgot all about it. But I think we get a Disney Parks blog kind of giving us some hints. Halloween treats, dude.
I think we start, as we're wrapping up now in August, so I think we start seeing maybe we see a foodie guide for Halloween. Hopefully the foodie guides can return back to actually being new food that's being released and not just restaurants reopening. Because we're past that point where more restaurants are opening now, so I'm hoping that's going to be the case. We got another super chat from Eric S, who sends $10 and says, hey Mondo and Danny, fire it up. Fires. I always enjoy these speculation Sundays. Fire pump.
Thank you, Eric. Appreciate your support as always, my friend. Thank you for taking time out of your day, man, to join us. I want to go over this comment real quick from Happy to Be Jack's mom. Bummed I didn't run into you, Mondo, on Friday. I was on plaid duty with my girlfriends and got boarding group 9 for Rise and did 16 rides, 22,000 steps for the day. Jeez Louise. I think she was, if I can remember, Hula Mama was telling me she was taking some friends for the first time to Disneyland ever.
Oh, wow.
So that's why she says plaid duty.
So she was like a tour guide.
Yeah. But I told Hula Mama, I was like, if you got boarding group 9, these whoever you took, their day's already made. You start your day off with a bang, like Rise of the Resistance. What more do you want? Your day's done.
Day's done.
22,000 steps, though. Jeez Louise.
We got another super chat from Ratty for $5, and this is a good question for Mondo to answer. Mondo, Danny, what's the deal with Trader Sam's, and what's the time to scan the QR code for indoor?
Oh, very good question. I'll let you talk real quick, Danny.
So there's actually no QR code anymore.
This we just went through it.
Yeah, there's no QR code. There hasn't actually been a QR code since after the first day. They transitioned really quickly to a podium, like a host or hostess podium, with a cast member, and sometimes more than one cast member, putting your name down using an iPad, and taking your phone number and your table request, like where you'd like to sit, and then giving you your first text message, and then after that telling you like approximately how long maybe your wait time might be. If you're getting there at 11 o'clock, Trader Sam's on the outside opens up at 11 o'clock. For the indoor portion of Trader Sam's, they actually are opening after 4. So starting at 4 o'clock, they will dine indoors at Trader Sam's. That's 4 p.m. They will not open before then. They had been on some days, but we got rocked when we went last week to try to do that.
We still had fun, though.
Yeah, we still had fun. We did indoors yesterday at Trader Sam's. So essentially, you just wait in line to put your name down. Any earlier than 3:45 p.m., they will not let you put your name down for indoors. So you can't get there at like 11 o'clock and be like, can I put my name down for indoors after 4? They won't do that.
I know this sounds ridiculous, but I have to say, I think if you want to experience Trader Sam's, make it a downtown Disney day. And just park at Mickey and Friends for $25.
Yeah.
Because if you park at Simba, we went to Trader Sam's yesterday, and the aspect of waiting to be called back
can rack up your hours.
Exactly. And you don't want to go beyond 3 hours, which is the $10 if you get it validated. Because then you're going into $45, $65, and whatever else it could be.
Yeah.
$25 is just peace of mind at Mickey and Friends that like we could be here all day. But Trader Sam's, I think we waited like 2.5, 3 hours to get called.
4 hours.
Or even though we were one of the first ones. Because Trader Sam's is small. And if you're a party of 4 or 6, it might take longer than a party of 1, 2, and 3.
And let them know too, if you're okay, if you're like a party of 2 or a party of 3, and you're okay with sitting bar top, belly up to the bar where you guys are sitting on the bar stool.
Do it.
Let them know that when you're putting your reservation down at Trader Sam's, because that can expedite your process, because they might get 3 spots along the bar open up, and then bam, they can put your party there. And it's actually really fun sitting up against the bar, but some people do or don't like that, so it just depends on if you want your own table or whatnot. But sitting up at the bar might get your reservation seen a little bit faster than if you wanted to wait for a table. And that goes for outside too, because there is a bar with bar stools on the outside as well as tables. So there's a possibility of being seated faster if you're okay with being at the bar.
And on Five Fires YouTube, this channel, we got a video coming out of this whole experience, details, drinks, food. Danny was in it. Ordinary Adventures is in it. That will be coming out tomorrow. I don't know at what time, but it'll be tomorrow. And then also, I just want to throw this out there. It's a little late now, but the Knott's meal plan video, I have everything I need. Just filming it. But it'll be coming soon. It's gonna be very detailed information. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned. I got a super chat on the Venmo from Kelly Smith, dropping the fire. Says, thank you for all the Five Fires info. Thank you to Danny for dude. This is like just amazing to have Danny with our Speculation Sundays, dude. I can't thank this guy enough. He is just a wealth of knowledge, amazing speculation, and just somebody who is just as crazy as I am about theme parks.
Yeah.
And then for all the people that follow us here on Five Fires YouTube, we thank you for being just as crazy as we are about theme parks. Speculation Sunday keeps growing, and we're so thankful that the community keeps growing. And this aspect that like we have this community of people that we all love theme parks just as much as everybody here. This is the whole reason why we're here. This is a very special niche that we have going, and I'm always just like blessed and appreciative of your support. Because everything we do is to help you have a good time at the parks. Help you plan your trip to Disneyland or Knott's Universal as well, and be prepared for the current situation. Because Disneyland, like Danny was just mentioning, there was a QR code for Trader Sam's. Now that doesn't even exist.
Yeah.
And Trader Sam's allowed people earlier than 4. Now it's just 4.
Yeah. So the QR code was kind of a disaster. And then the cast members with the iPads works really, really, really well. The only part that gets confusing is that it creates multiple lines at Trader Sam's because you got Tangaroa Terrace, you got Trader Sam's to-go window, and then you have the line for Trader Sam's people that are waiting to talk to the cast member with the iPad to put their name down.
Yeah.
So you got all these guests who are staying at the hotel that are coming over from the pool that are just trying to get food, and they're like waiting in this huge line, and they're like, am I waiting in the right line? I think I told like 5 people, like, oh, what are you here for? Oh, I'm trying to get food to go. Okay, you're just going to walk in. Then
you're not supposed to be in this line. That's the line for food.
And then there's like
I've been here 20 minutes. And you're like, dude.
And then
we don't work for Disney, but we're just helping out.
They don't have enough cast members to like staff the bottom parts of the line. They've got like 2 cast members working in the big line to try to get people's names down for Trader Sam's. So,
and like we mentioned earlier, the demand right now for anything related to theme parks and even the hotel stuff, it's extremely high. Extremely high.
And a lot of people in here talking about like I don't drink or whatnot. There's so many drinks at Trader Sam's
that are like mocktails
that are not alcoholic, and they have amazing food there. And dining at Trader Sam's is like being in the theme parks.
It's so much fun.
Yeah,
it's actually better than the theme park food.
Yeah, to be honest, it is. So it's like a full Disney experience and a full Disney day, and you're not even going in theme parks. It's awesome. So I really love it, and I love that it's available to all guests. So
I want to go over this one real quick. SoCal Imagine. Mondo, can you check what the expiration date is on your Legacy Pass? Ordinary Adventures changed to August 15th, causing speculation passes could be back August 16th for Disneyland. I know Peter mentioned that, Peter and Keitra mentioned that, I think like a week ago. And I said it on our live stream. I was like, I want to talk about it, but then I don't because I don't want to get people's hopes up. But at the same time, like I was telling Peter, because we were hanging out before we went to Trader Sam's, I was like, I'm starting to believe it, dude. I believe your speculation, dog.
I said
so. Maybe we are going to go into the route a little bit now because the rumor's getting stronger that we get info.
Mm-hmm. I was just going to say, I told Peter that if that speculation were to come true, it goes to Ordinary Adventures because they were like the first ones to speculate that. So I did not believe that at first, and I'm just like
because we're just so like
we're not like ready for Disney to put like we're just like we're under the impression that like it's
they
not gonna
sunsetted us. First of all, they sunsetted us. Disneyland literally made a $200 million decision to cancel annual passes. It's been like 4 months now.
Yeah,
that's how big that decision was. 200 million is probably more. That's how much revenue annual passes were bringing them, and they said, "Goodbye. We're going to create a new program, and we're not going to give you any info, but at least you can still get your discount." Which, hey, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But that decision that Disney made was so important that they were willing to lose $200 million of revenue on annual passes. Mm-hmm. And that's just a speculated number. I don't know what the exact numbers are, but they lose a lot of money when there's no annual passes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it that people are buying tickets, but at the end of the day, the habits, the trends, the norm of how people were acting in the park when it comes down to spending habits, eating habits, ride habits, the walking patterns, it all got wrecked. Because the casual guest compared to an annual pass, different worlds, man. Different worlds. Yeah. And I still believe annual pass holders are the biggest demographic when it comes down to California park. And it will always be that way. Always be that way. Because California, we love Disneyland. We freaking love Disneyland with all our hearts.
We got a huge super chat from Tonya Swenson. $50 and just a super sticker at like a cheer. Like, hey, cheer.
She has a comment too.
Oh, okay.
She says She says, my husband Ryan and I met you when Disneyland was closed. And we just love your positive attitude and how you stopped to actually talk to us. Thank you. I say this all the time. I appreciate when people come and say hi to me or Danny. And we love to spend the time to just have a little talk about Disney. Anytime we could like talk Disney with anybody's awesome time. And to have the Five Fire community be so like kind and positive in person is what I'm trying to say. Is amazing. Tanya, we've come a long way, man. Those were the sad days when Disneyland was closed. I used to like dream of the days that I could talk about actual in-park news like today when the parks were closed because it was so sad back then. But we kept it positive and we kept grinding, and Speculation Sunday has been a thing every Sunday since like June of last year or July of last year. We're coming up on the 1 year, or we've just passed it, of Speculation Sunday.
Oh, we passed it already.
So we passed it already. But we're going strong, man. This is very special to us, and it's just becoming a really fun space to just have fun on Sundays, you know, and talk theme parks and talk Disney, especially. I know a lot of people are here for Disney. We got a big Disney community.
Let's see. We got another super chat. Let me get to it here. We got a super chat from Kristen Langley who sends $10 and says, 5 days. Tevas are broken-ish in. So ready to be back in the parks. Hey, you know what? I did Tevas yesterday at the Disneyland Hotel on our little day in downtown Disney, and it was totally fine. I just wore Tevas brand new to a 14-hour day and also standing very still in a packed crowd of people for the Jungle Cruise premiere. So that probably wasn't the best choice of shoe for that particular outing. Or maybe it would if I had broken in my Tevas first. So, but I like them. They're comfortable.
Can you do a quick review? Because now you have like the extreme day of walking a lot on Tevas and then a shorter day on Tevas. Are Tevas something that you could have in both situations and be comfortable? Or is it more of like kind of a half day type of thing?
I would say some people could, if you're like big on Birkenstocks or you like sandals in general, you'll probably like wearing them all day because they feel like sandals, but less work because you don't have to hold them up with like the way you're with your chunkless, you know.
I know what you mean.
So it's like that. It's a little bit better, but. For me, I would say probably shorter days moving forward. I can't for long days. I just really want a nice supportive shoe. I know like something like Splash Mountain, Grizzly River Run.
It's the perfect thing to just put on.
Jurassic World, Tevas, like having those are like amazing. So if you can swing, bring in these like Mondo set plus a pair of shoes, dude, that's the best combo. Like honestly, that's the best combo.
1-in-1 right there.
You can switch it out towards the end of the day. Plus, like, you know, if you're in Southern California, mosquitoes are still a thing here. You know what I mean? Especially in the summer. And so having your feet exposed, especially if you're someone like me that the mosquitoes like, it's not always the best thing because the mosquitoes will find your feet. So,
dude.
And you can spray bug spray. That does help sometimes.
Still gets you.
But they'll still get you. And it's a problem like at Disneyland sometimes. It's a big problem. So
we got Melissa. She says, "Hey, Mono Dan, just got home. Sorry, never be sorry you're late. Thank you for joining. You missed Knott's and Universal. Right now we're in Disneyland, so we're the main event today. Let me see. Jamie P says, Mono, do you think Mickey and Minnie Runaway Railway will be different than Florida's version since they're built the building from the ground up? Hell yeah, it's going to be different. I think a lot of the ride will be the same. But there'll probably be more of it, more scenes maybe, or just larger showrooms. I'm really curious, most importantly, the queue and then the pre-show. That is for sure going to be different, I think. I don't even know if we'll get the same song of Nothing Can Stop Us Now. Maybe that's just a Florida thing. Maybe we get a whole different song. But I'm excited. I'm excited for Mickey and Minnie's. Oh, I want to go over a super chat real quick from Caitlin. Dropping $2 on the VENMO, watching your Speculation Sunday live stream, and just wanted to say thank you for your dedication to the channel. My boyfriend and I leave for Disneyland this weekend and have been loving watching our videos to prepare. Fire it up. Fire it up. I always say this. Thank you, Caitlin, for the super chat on the Venmo. I love when we meet people at the park and they're like, dude, because of you, I knew that this existed. I could go get the chimichanga. I could go get the bread bowl now. I got my freaking boarding group. Remember all the people that talk, we got boarding group in the morning for Rise, and then we got web slingers at 12. And I keep telling Daddy, I was like, our community is getting better than us because we still have yet to do a day where we get both boarding groups. We ain't that good. But if you haven't seen our video, we have it's literally called, put 5 Fires boarding group tutorial. It'll come up and it'll show you the best way to get a boarding group. It's like a 1-minute video. It's straight to the point. But thank you, Kaylin. Hope you have a wonderful time at the parks. We got another super chat from Cynthia on the Venmo. She says, this isn't theme park related, but since y'all are so awesome at researching and explaining topics, can you guys do a video on cryptocurrency one day? XRP to the moon. Damn. You know, I thought about firing up the finance channel again. It's just like a matter of time. And I think the real issue for me was theme parks open in entirety. So like my time just went out the door.
I think when Mondo can maybe one day get an editor, then he can fire up these other channels.
Because then I could just do videos and then someone else could take the burden of editing. And I don't have, because I do everything myself, everything. I don't sleep sometimes, but my dedication and passion for this channel is like 20,000 fires. Like it's beyond 5 fires. But hopefully soon. But thank you, Cynthia and Caitlin, for dropping the fire on the Venmo. I appreciate it.
The Big Avocado says, use lavender dryer sheets as it repels the mosquitoes.
Okay.
Like, where do you use them, though? Like, you put them in your shoe? Like put them in your pocket? Like, what do you...
Maybe like...
rub them on your skin?
Rub them, yeah. I was going to say rub it.
I don't know if I want to smell like lavender.
Lavender, I love lavender. Some people hate lavender, though.
I really don't like it.
Mystery Bay hates lavender. I love it,
though. I don't either.
Disneyland for Life says, hey, Mondo, Danny. Going in October with my wife, and I want a Spirit jersey. Man, talk about Spirit. We could do a whole video on Spirit jerseys. What's the biggest size they come at the parks? Because I'm a big boy. Thanks. I could answer this on 2X. And if you're kind of like a 3X type of dude, a 2X probably won't fit you comfortably. They're very tight and they don't like go down very much. So it might just be very uncomfortable. If they don't fit you properly, I do not recommend buying them. Spirit jerseys are like $1,000 these days. How much are they now? Like $79? $75?
They were $79, and then I think Paul reported that they lowered the price again because of the backlash.
Dude, Spirit jerseys need to be like $60. More reasonable. Them going up to like 80, dude, you're out of your mind.
Didn't they used to be $59.99?
They used to be $59.99.
Can you believe they raised them all the way up to $79?
And that's why I said bring them to $60. And can the ears go back to $19.99? Disney, you're out of your mind for that quality that they've been doing lately. The Slinky Dog ear. Let me bring it up. I gotta bring it up. I want to show people. I want to emphasize this fact real quick.
Yeah, I know that they did raise the prices on the Spirit jerseys to $79.99, and then like Paul showed that they had backtracked that and lowered the price back down to $74.99, which is what they were. Or was it $69.99 they brought them back down to? I don't remember, but they did lower the price, which is good because it was getting a little ridiculous because I wasn't going to spend $79.99 on a Spirit jersey. So that's for sure. I would have been done right there. He said, $74.99 now. So.
Oh my god, dude! They went up to I think $79.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, that's like crazy talk, dude. All right, let me show everybody. This is the ears
that just came out, right?
Yeah, I can't click that exact moment right here. It doesn't let me. But I'll. Oh, and it freezes. That's what's happening here. Did I not show it in this video? Oh my gosh. Oh, I did. I just haven't gone to it. What am I doing, Mondo? What are you doing? Did I show it?
I don't think you show it. Or maybe you show it later in the video.
You know what? we're going to the Insta. That's what we're doing. This is it right here. What is this, everybody? What is this? What is this right here, dude? We already have Slinky Dog ears. And Disney was like, you know what? Put some Mickey ears on it. And then just put some Toy Story clouds. And then I have not seen a person with these on yet. I'm just going to go with the no comment. But Disney wants $30 for these. $30. If I could really recall when I started Disney Instagramming.
Someone looks drunk.
Oh man. When I started Instagramming, I could have sworn ears were either $17.99 or cheaper than that. They might have been cheaper than $17.99. And now ears are $32.99 for some of these like more Loungefly and stuff or whatever. Man, Disney's getting a little crazy with these prices, dude. But I just wanted to emphasize that. Let me see. Anna says, is Storyteller Cafe really booked for breakfast to the end of September? Yes. The demand has been insane for Storybook. But check every day because Storybook Cafe or Storytellers, Storytellers, people cancel every day. Every day people cancel. But keep checking. Alejandro says, do you think the new passes will be cheaper or higher? They have to be higher. They would have never canceled them if it wasn't going to be higher.
Yeah, it'll be higher with limitations.
And the most common trend I have seen from Disneyland is they give you less but charge more. It's been a common thing that we have seen throughout the park with food, merch, even the attractions, or not the shows. I can't wait till Disney, gets their feet under them and becomes that strong product again of Disneyland. You get Fantasmic, you get the amazing fireworks show, you get all the shows everywhere throughout the park, the meet and greets everywhere throughout the park. All the attractions are up and running. What is the other thing? All the treats are up and running. All the full menus are back and up and running. I can't wait. It'll get there one day, just not anytime soon.
Tony D says, true about Storytellers. Keep checking. One open for us this Saturday.
Big Avocado says, based on the slow buying habit on Oogie Boogie, slow sales maybe had them rethink to move the AP date up as everyone wants theirs back. I'm ready to spend my money to get the magic back. Dude, everybody's ready to spend that money, man. And I from the sentiment that I hear the most is, I'm not going to Oogie Boogie Bash. I'd rather just save my money when the pass drops. Because a lot of people are thinking that a pass is going to drop soon. I'm in the boat. I think a pass drops in January. That's what I really believe.
So we're just doing the math. So a one-day Park Hopper Tier 5 ticket is $205. And if you times that by 12 for going once a month, that's $2,460 to go once a month with a one-day Park Hopper ticket. Obviously, you can save money with multi-day tickets and things like that, but that's the sheer amount of one-day tickets for 12 times a year, which is once per month. It's probably going to be cheaper than $2,460, but that's what they technically could charge that because it's like you're prepaying your tickets.
And everybody would pay it.
Yeah, so
everybody would pay.
But like, even if they just let us go once a month, I'd be fine with that. Like right now, I'm not even going once a month, so I can't afford to go once a month. So, like, it's really expensive, and I'm just one person. I don't have a family of 4 or 5, so I can't even imagine that. Plus food and all that other stuff. So, it's with the SoCal ticket that came out right now. Like that was I was able to get that, which is great. So now I can go once during the Halloween time, and was able to go for Disneyland's birthday and the Jungle Cruise premiere. So that was really great. Being only basically like less than $100 a day, which is awesome for a Park Hopper ticket. So super cool on that one. But yeah, $2,460 is what 12 tickets would cost you if you wanted to hop each day, which is what a pass was before. Obviously the single day tickets can get as cheap as $104, but we haven't experienced a tier 1 day to this date since Disneyland has reopened in April that those days have not existed yet. So we're expecting maybe to see those in possibly September, maybe January, February, but we haven't experienced, Disneyland hasn't had a tier 1 day yet, so there hasn't been a $104 ticket yet. There are tickets cheaper than $100 if you're doing the SoCal ticket or the California resident ticket, but that's not for everyone. Like, not everyone can do that, especially people on vacation. So, but yeah, just expect high numbers for this pass because, like I said, $2,460 is one ticket a month. So it could be near that. It could be half of that. Who knows? You know what I mean? Even if they charge half of $2,460, that's still a pretty good deal because you're paying 50% less than you would have been paying if you bought a ticket each month. So, the math adds up to a lot. So it's just, you don't expect it to be cheap. Don't expect like $101 pass from Knott's Berry Farm.
Yeah.
Or even a $400 pass from Universal. You know what I mean? So it's just not going to be... It's just not going to be what it is. We have to have realistic expectations on what Disneyland's going to be charging, and I'm ready for it. I'm mentally preparing for it so that when they're way cheaper than that, I'm like, all right, that makes sense. But
I have a hunch. Whatever comes out, if there's like multiple options, I think the cheapest is going to be $1,200. I really believe that.
I don't even think it's going to be that cheap, to be honest.
Oh, more expensive.
Yeah.
That's just insane.
Yeah.
We got Jen with a good question. Will you have problems with getting a boarding group if someone in your group canceled their reservation and their ticket is still on your app?
No.
You will not. The only tickets that populate when you get a boarding group is the live reservation. So even though that ticket is on there, it doesn't have a reservation, it just won't populate. Like, it won't be checkmarked already. So you're good to go, Jen. Let me see.
We got a super chat from Mr. Asparagus saying, drinking some Terramana tequila. Can our son Jonah get a fire punch?
Fire punch! Thank you, Jonah, for watching, man.
Man, I hope The Rock is watching all this Terramana shout out.
Let me see.
Ayla's Many Adventures asks, what's a tier? So currently, if you don't know, Ayla, Disneyland has a tiered pricing for their tickets to go to Disneyland. Right now, for the most part, every day is a tier 5 day ticket. There isn't really one that's less than that right now because it's peak summer. But when Disneyland first opened, there were some days that even went down to tier 2. So I actually happened to visit Disneyland or Disney California Adventure on one of the tier 2 days right before summer. So that was a sort of cheap day. I think it was like $130 compared to $104 on a tier 1 day. But like I said, since Disneyland has reopened in April of 2021, there hasn't been a tier 1 day yet. So
Alejandro says, I have a question. Are tickets the same or higher for Disneyland during holidays, or it varies day by day? They are higher. Anytime it's a holiday, especially Halloween or Christmas, most of the time it literally goes tier 5. As we were just talking about tiers, tier 1's the cheapest. Tier 5 is the 150 or whatever for 1 day.
154.
Yeah, for 1 day. So most likely, anytime in the especially October, December, it's going to be that higher amount.
This is Maya Alyssa says, here are the passes, and here's us.
It's true. It is true. Terry Hernandez, do you think they'll have special ears for Halloween? The collector ones.
They always have special ears.
The
designer collection?
I say yes.
Yes.
Because
I say it's coming.
That's a moneymaker. Like we just saw the Dwayne Johnson Skipper hat that had ears. That was like gone. I would have to say yes, Terry. I don't know who would be the designer of the designer ears, but they're for sure coming. Yvonne says, so do we actually have a real aspect of drop days for returning Flex AP Pass? I think whatever's coming, it's going to similarly mimic whatever Flex was back in the day. I really believe that. Millie says, are bread bowls back at Disneyland? I don't know, but they're back at DCA.
Mm-hmm. The bakery at DCA made all the bread for Disneyland too. So maybe they only ramped up enough to start it at Disney California Adventure Park first. And then it will eventually make its way to Disneyland Park. But I would imagine it's going to be coming soon because, like I said, they do make all the bread there. But they had bakers. And maybe, those bakers sure work under a union contract. And so they are probably reached an agreement to come back. And they just got hired back. So they got to ramp up, their production. Not to mention, if you know anything about making sourdough, they had to bring in like a mother starter and all that stuff. Remember you watching the tour?
Yeah.
There's a lot involved in making sourdough bread.
Sourdough bread, it is like not cheap to make that equipment wise and then staffing. It's a lot. But hey, that sourdough bread I had a couple days ago at Disneyland.
I just like to eat it.
Or DCA, it was just putting butter. You don't even need nothing else.
Were they selling you the bread just by itself if you wanted it?
Yeah, if you wanted, you could just buy it.
I can't wait.
I should have brought a loaf home. I wanted to show this since we were talking about bread bowls. Look at this. This is the construction that's going on. And what is this right here called again? Where they sell the bread bowls? It's whatever it's called. This bread bowl restaurant right here above Pirates.
Royal Street Veranda.
It's still closed. Royal Street Veranda is still closed. So my answer to bread bowls, I don't think they're back right now at Disneyland. Maybe French Market might sell bread bowl. No, I don't think they do. I think it's
Is
just...
Harbor House open? Because they sell them.
Harbor House was open, but I didn't see anybody with bread bowls when I walked by.
Okay.
And I know that's like a big thing because they get, I think, the lobster chowder, if I can remember. I don't know. There's a lot of good stuff happening. But this construction, this is, did I go Friday? Yeah, I went Friday. These walls are up right now at Disneyland, everybody. All of this. I really wish this was some Princess and the Frog because people would have freaked out if it was. On these walls, Daddy, Princess and the Frog, dude. Oh, my gosh. Some new ears did drop as well that I wanted to showcase. These ones. These are Haunted Mansion ears that arrived at the Haunted Mansion store. I don't know what it's called. I just got to call it the Haunted Mansion store. But supposedly these glowed in the dark, but we couldn't make it happen. I don't know why. It just wasn't dark where we were. But these new ears arrived. There was another thing I wanted to mention. These walls went up, Danny. I wanted to get your perspective on this. Did you see this?
Where is that?
This in front of Fantasyland Theater. I don't even know what's going on here, dude. And to show how crazy these walls are, they go all the way to under the bridge. So this is a lot of wall action going down. Look at this. Look at that. Oh, no. Go back. There we go. Look at that. Dude. What do you think that's all about? Like, what is there to refurbish right there?
They could be removing that huge planter that separates the train station.
Oh, wow. That's a good speculation.
Yeah.
To let people know, by the way, the railroad, the Toontown Railroad is still open. You just have to go all the way around. But this was going down, dude. When I first saw it, I was like, I don't even know what to think about it, but
this might be like early prep work starting for,
Toontown resurgence of Mickey and Minnie's Runaway
the
Railway.
crowd control nightmare that's going to happen over here in the future.
Yep.
And that planter might be kind of a pinch point, you know what I mean?
Yep. And then also these ears came. I don't even know what to call these because usually there's names for them, but these ears, I call them the basketball ears. They look like basketball. Yeah, or a football. And then one thing that people forget as well, anytime you buy like a cool Spirit jersey or even like one of the bucket hats, you could get your name engraved. And this is at the Mad Hatter when you walk into Disneyland on the right side, right after Abraham Lincoln moments. So I just want to let people know that. Let people know about that. And that's from my vlog that I did just posted, I think, yesterday.
Yeah. We got a super chat with a super sticker. Basically saying that she loves us. Maggie in the Moon Boutique.
Thank you, Maggie. And then
And she also left a message right afterwards.
Oh, there we go.
What would y'all recommend to someone wanting to go to Oogie Boogie Bash, but also wanting a park hopper ticket / experience XOXO?
That's a tough one. Okay, you know what? I got the answer. You have to do it in 2 different days. It's just because if you do a park hopper on the Oogie Boogie Bash day, like DCA closes at 6. Maybe if you start at Disneyland and are comfortable with like...
Then you don't want to waste your Disneyland day because you got fireworks.
I know. That's what I was going to say. I think you save your park hopper for a separate day than the day you're going to Oogie Bash. But if you're like time constrained and you have to do it, I recommend starting at Disneyland and then obviously just finishing out your day at DCA. But I really wouldn't park hop until like 4 and just kind of get 2 hours of like a theme park. So 4 to 6 at DCA. Maybe do like, I don't know. It's tough because once Oogie Boogie Bash starts, all the ride wait times go. But then you want to experience the trails and Villains Grove and then the shows that are going to be happening. I don't know. That's a tough one to park. My suggestion is do not park hop on a day you do Oogie Boogie Bash. That it's just not. There's no value.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then Chris Taylor with the super chat. Oh damn! What's up, Chris? Hey Mondo, it was great to finally meet you last Friday night at Disneyland. And do you think passes come back in December or January? See, Chris, you're talking my talk, dude. I definitely believe they come back in December or January. Like Danny has mentioned before, it's the perfect tagline, and I already see Disneyland doing this if they do, is give the gift of Disneyland for this Christmas. And people are able to buy their annual pass in December, but it doesn't actually work until January 1st. It's the perfect setup for Disneyland as they've been in this control mode of reservations. I could see it happen, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I could see it happen. But, dude, nice meeting you, Chris. Appreciate you taking time out of your day to talk to me. Hope you and your girlfriend had a wonderful time at Disneyland.
Yeah, so we might be coming on to the truth there, Mondo. Darnell Wright says we saw it from the inside on the train, and it's a big, clear dirt hole.
Wait, what?
That wall that was in Toontown right there.
Oh, dude. Next time I go to Disneyland, you best believe I'll be on that train.
I'm surprised you didn't think about that to get on the
My
train.
feet were hurting, dude. I'm sorry. I'm just being honest. My dogs were barking. Actually, I told Paul, I was like, Paul, I'm going to Toontown. I'm going to do a lot of updates. I want to meet the characters. You know what I did for 20 minutes? Sat on a bench. My feet were hurting so bad. My pitch count was at like 18,000 at the time I was in Toontown. And as y'all know, in my other live streams, I've said, when I get to like 20,000 steps, your feet are done. And if you get to 25,000 steps, dude, you're just done. You're done. And man, it's just crazy. Disneyland for Life says, thanks for telling me about the Spirit jersey. I have another question. I printed out my tickets for Universal Studios. Can we go to the gate or the ticket booth? No, go straight to the gate. Straight to the gate, man. You'll be good to go on that. Let me see. Just reading.
Someone else confirmed that they saw bread bowls at the French Market.
Oh, so okay, cool. Yeah. Thank you for that. I will definitely cover that because I know that's very important to a lot of people. The bread bowl. Let me see.
We got a super chat from Steph 2TDF. Did you guys take the pass holder survey showing all the options they're considering? Fresh Baked did a video that's pretty interesting. Mono talked about that when it was happening at the moment. Honestly, we had like a bunch of screenshots surveys, that sent them to us.
Surveys, it was a whole lot of like nothing. That's that's my take on it.
It was just basically a way for Disney to gauge how
crazy you are and how much money you want.
Well, they were trying to gauge what of those features were most important to people. Was it the parking? Was it the blackout days? Was it the number of reservations? Was it was it park access? Like they were kind of gauging like what was more important to people and how much they'd be willing to pay for it. I think that's what those weird, wacky survey things, because they were all like way random prices, and like the cheapest one had free parking, but like the most expensive one didn't. Like it didn't make any sense. So,
and that's funny, and I really mean this. I feel like Disneyland didn't actually hit the demographic they needed to hit with those surveys. It was like, oh, whoever comes and screen or uses this QR code that we randomly set up right here. Thank you for taking a survey. That terrible. How about you email all your pass holders? Come on. Like I don't see the thinking of like, oh, whoever sees the QR code in downtown Disney will accept their opinion as for passes. But that's what they did. So crazy, man. My dogs were barking.
Yeah.
Yes.
But with when passes or memberships return, we won't see reservations go away. So we're gonna have reservations for a while. Disneyland has already spent the money on this system. So is Disney World. One fun fact, actually, Disney World. I've always said this literally for as long as they've had separations. I think it's so dumb to me that Disney World and Disneyland have different names for things when they're the same. You're trying to get families to spend money at both resorts and vacation at both areas. If I have a family from Texas and I know how to vacation in Walt Disney World, it should be the same vacationing experience as far as what everything's called too. When you go to Disneyland. But it's not, because for whatever reason Disneyland has to have their names different than Disney World, and they do that all the time. You have Fast Pass Plus in Walt Disney World, and that's it. In Disneyland, you have Fast Pass, you have Max Pass, and whatever else. And it's like very confusing. So a guest who only goes to Walt Disney World that only has Fast Pass Plus goes over to Disneyland. They're like, what the heck is Max Pass? I don't know what this is. So we had to have all these videos from all these people that make videos on social media explaining what Max Pass was. And then like Disneyland rolls out reservations and we call them reservations. And Disney World calls theirs Park Pass. And it's like, why can't you just keep the names the same? They're the exact same thing. They even look the same within the systems, but you have different names for it. So it's like, finally, a very silent update last week. Disneyland actually updated their reservations to be called Park Pass. So now, if you look at your reservations in the Disneyland app or on the Disneyland website, it says Park Pass now, which is exactly the same as Walt Disney World. Because if they're going to have some sort of bi-coastal pass or some sort of bi-coastal access, they need to have nomenclature, brought to the same thing, because this whole Disneyland, Disney World having different names for stuff is stupid. I can't even tell you the number of people, average guests, I'm not talking about people that are watching the show, average guests, that download the My Disney Experience app, because when you type in Disneyland, it's literally the first thing that pops up. To me, My Disney Experience should be one app, and it should be Disney World and Disneyland together as a whole. And it just knows where you're at, and it has your stuff from your thing. And if you have stuff from both parks, then it's there. I don't know why the Disney World app is called My Disney Experience, which doesn't even say Disney World on it. And then Disneyland's app is called Disneyland. It's like there's all these different things it's so dumb to me, because people that are in the know, it makes sense because they understand it and they know it.
But not a casual.
But the average person doesn't know what that is.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
We're talking about your reservation. Do you mean the Park Pass?
It's just, they don't know what that is. So it's like, I'm very glad that's now called Park Pass, because that is a name that everyone who goes to Walt Disney World knows what a Park Pass is now for the last year, over a year at Walt Disney World. And when you come to Disneyland, they know what a Park Pass is. Because they're like reservations. They're like, wait, I know dining reservations, but I need a park reservation? No, you need a Park Pass. So it's like, it's just so dumb that the names are, and it's like Disneyland does it on purpose because they want to be different from Disney World, and they literally have done this it's like Big Brother and Little Brother, and like, I want to be different from my big brother, so I don't want to have anything the same that they have. And it's true, like that's literally how they act in the executives, like they don't want to be the same. But like, change needs to happen there, and they need to have everything unified. It needs to be whatever Fast Pass system comes back, Disneyland and Disney World need to have the same exact freaking name. I don't care if it's Fast Pass Plus. I don't care if it's Max Pass. I don't care if it's just called Fast Pass. If we have Max Pass at Disneyland again and Fast Pass Plus at Disney World, that is the stupidest thing. And it's so confusing for guests. I literally hate it. I love Max Pass. Like, it was great using it. But Fast Pass Plus, like, it makes more sense. And like, it just like, we've called it Fast Pass since it started in like the 90s or the 80s or whatever. Just call it Fast Pass Plus. Why'd you have to call it Max Pass? Like, I like just whatever you guys want to call it. Like whatever Paris called theirs that they pay for now.
They called it Premier Access.
Yeah, call it that then. Fine, call it that then. But like, call it that everywhere. So like, if you're going to a Disney park, you know what it's being called. Like,
all right.
I don't get like the difference.
No, everything Danny said.
But yeah, I wanted to talk.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about that change because it was a very quiet change that happened last week.
But it's a big. Has a lot of big things behind it.
So if you go into your app and look at your reservations now, it says Park Pass. It doesn't say reservation anymore. So
what is that? No, okay. We got a super chat from regular Josh 1. Danny just taking off his earrings for this. Just going off. Disney really does need to listen to you guys. Daddy's that speech you just gave. You tell him, Daddy.
To me, it's just like it's not even like for us really because I know the differences and Mondo knows the differences. I'm talking about for the average guest, it's very confusing.
Yeah, we're not talking about like the hardcore fans. Like we're talking about the fans, the guests that are going right now, the casual guests.
Yeah, and they're trying to get those guests to spend more money. So like, make it easier for them to like enjoy a day at Disneyland because like it's too hard. Like all the stuff they have to know, like what everything's called. And like don't even get me started on boarding groups, how confusing that is for people.
We need you CEO of Disney Parks. You know, I really believe that if we pushed, say somehow, just in this like hypothetical world, me and Danny made it to what is the position called for the theme park? The parks and resorts?
Parks, resorts, and experiences. And guest customer experiences.
Yeah.
Or something
say me and Danny made it to the top. And we have all these great ideas. You best believe me and Danny would get shut down and go, you guys are out of your minds. And at the same time, we could be like, but the people, the guest, how are you not understanding? And they'll be like, no, we don't need entertainment in Galaxy's Edge. So I think me and Danny, we would probably quit just out of like being true to the community, dude.
Yeah.
Because if I was in the position to make these moves and then just constantly like, nah, dude, we're not doing that. You're out of your mind. Then why am I here? Why am I here? Like just recently, I forgot who I was having this talk with. Oh, Peter. It was with Peter. Why doesn't the Banthas just come to Galaxy's Edge and have no kids riding it, nobody riding it? Just bring the Banthas.
Like the big T-Rex, or not the big Triceratops that walks around.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let me show what Banthas are, because I don't think everybody knows what a Bantha is. Let me show everybody. Let me save this real quick. Okay. Go to desktop. Here we go. Look at this. Let me make this smaller. Right here. Boom. Tell me that doesn't belong in Galaxy's Edge. Because it does.
And you don't even have to like have it like anyone riding it. It can just be like someone like that's dressed in like the normal Galaxy's Edge costume, like the Batu like resident costume, and they just like have it on like a leash, like a rein, and then they're just kind of walking it around and like letting people pet it, like the kids pet it and stuff, and it kind of like makes a little sound
and just have it make audio.
Yeah, and it would be like a puppet, or maybe it could be an animatronic.
And okay, so now that you guys know what a Bantha is, why can't let me go to the channel real quick. Why can't they bring look at this. Let me bring it up. Hold on. Why can Universal do this? Why can Universal do this all day, every day? But we can't get a Bantha at Galaxy's Edge. We can't get a Bantha, dude. And not even that, to keep it going, look what happened at the end, Danny. I don't think you saw this, dude. Look at this. Hold on. Let me bring it up. Right here. Look at this, Danny. Couldn't this be a Bantha? Look at this setup. Look what returned, dude. Did you see that? Look what returned, Danny.
Yeah, Triceratops.
I think yesterday was the first day. but we can't get a bantha, dude. We can't get a bantha.
So it looks like they changed the website again to be park reservations, but thankfully I screenshotted that. So
just drop it to this phone and I'll upload it.
But yeah, why can't they bring that bantha?
Why can't they bring banthas to Galaxy's Edge? No excuse, man. No excuse anymore. We got a super chat from Steve. Danny Mondo spilling the tea on Disney. Love the honesty. We are part of media, so we could be honest. And it's not like we're hating. This is just like a critical from a guest, a fan, a love of Disney. And
with
at the
the
end of the
burner
day,
phone?
yeah. No, this one right here. This one. Yeah, just the regular one. Yep, that's right. Okay, cool. So, but thank you, Steve. I appreciate the support. This is what Danny was mentioning. Oh, hold on. I got it. Let me see my date. Did it go through? Send it one more time. I sent it to the wrong place. Oh, man. Okay, cool. Accept. There we go. Okay.
You said open in photos instead of downloads.
Oh my gosh. Do you see it right here?
No, you said open in photos, not downloads. So hold on, right here. Right here, you're clicking.
Hold on, here, I'll send it myself. It'll go through for sure. Here we go. It'll come up right now.
But see, right here, you have to click downloads, not photos. Downloads.
I see. I did it both ways. It should come up. It just didn't come up. It's not loading right now. So weird. Oh, there it is. Finally. It just wasn't loading. Oh, it's coming all through now. Look at that. That's how I was like, what? This is what Danny's talking about. Let me bring it up real quick. Here we go. There it is.
So it says Disney Park Pass.
And Danny's talking about that right there.
And this is Disneyland. This is not Disney World. You can see here.
Yep. And then it's changed again.
Now it looks like it's back to reservations again.
It's changed again.
So like,
Danny.
I don't even know why they did it for that little bit of time.
Changed again, dude. Changed again. Somebody says, Sanders says, Disney is too focused on their parks in other countries too, and leaves the crumbs for the original park. I wish that wasn't true. But there it is, Danny. Disney Park Pass. Imagine the people that went to Disney in like a 3-4 day type of thing, and they're like, yeah, so did you get the Disney Park Passes done? And they're like, did you mean the Disney Park reservations? No, I meant the Disney Park Pass. No, we meant the Disney Park reservations. What are you talking about? It's just like, what is it? The continuity is just gone, dude. It's just gone. That's the proof, though. That's the proof.
Yeah. I got the receipts.
We got a super chat from Chris Taylor. I wish Disney fixed their water stations with cold water. Man, Chris Taylor, I wish, dude. I wish Disney would offer pH balanced water like Universal Studios does. Some alkaline water would be nice. And just different options from Dasani. I just feel like even the filtered water that they do, which is obviously not cold, it just doesn't get the job done on these hot days, man. I'm so dehydrated out there in the heat when I go to Disney, especially because we're there for so long. We have to almost drink their water unless you want to carry this huge load of water bottles, which is just a burden. But it is what it is, I guess, right now, right? Let me see.
Yeah, and as Big Avocado says, you're not hating, but giving constructive criticism communication from the consumers who are all asking for these changes. Disney needs you both to think that to be their think tank instead of sending suits to wave at guests.
Yeah,
I mean, I was just gonna say, like, I don't criticize. Like, I'm not criticizing anything. Like, the systems that are in place. Like, I like the systems. I like the reservation. I think the reservations are great because it allows Disney to plan. I don't want them to get rid of reservations. What I'm talking about is it's bad that we have to create social media content and videos just to explain people to how to get a boarding group, and then create another one to explain to people what reservations are.
It makes us more valuable, though.
Yeah, but like it should be an easy experience, and it's not easy for people that don't know what to do. Like it used, if you haven't gone to Disneyland in a while, you used to be able to just buy a ticket to Disneyland 5 years ago and just go to Disneyland.
And there was no like.
And if there was
I need a mobile order. That's the only way I could eat here.
And if you knew the new ride was open, you could go wait in line for the new ride. Okay, well now this guest that hasn't been in 5 years buys a ticket for Disneyland, doesn't make a reservation.
Wait, Danny, I needed to get a boarding group at 7?
They go in to ride the new ride, then they realize they have to have a boarding group, but they don't have their tickets linked in their app because they didn't know they had to do that. And then they have to do mobile orders for all the things that they're doing, and it's just the things add up and they don't really know kind of what they're doing. And I think that's what we're trying to say is make it easier for the regular guest to be able to spend their money and come, because that's what they want, and it makes it easier for everyone else too. You know what I mean? No one feels like they lost out.
Yeah. We got a super chat from regular Josh 1. I'm gonna say this: you guys have great ideas for Disney. They need someone like you, but, and this is a big but, Bob Chapek. That's all I need to say. I will no comment. Let me see.
We got a super chat from the Hornback family who sends $5 and says the Galaxy's Edge they announced at D23 is what should have happened, with the droids rolling around, the X-wing drones flying around. You know that a lot of things have been, a lot of things even from opening day of Galaxy's Edge have been cut, but. The land itself is still awesome, and it's still a great experience, but it isn't quite what was originally announced. But that's
nothing quite what was originally announced.
That's my only recommendation is if you guys are holding off on Avengers Campus, try to go as soon as you can, because things will change at Avengers Campus, and probably ultimately like get taken away. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or like for all we know, maybe the headquarters show is just done, and then. Maybe it doesn't come back till next year, or if never. And I feel like the headquarters show, the crowd to watch that has been lessening. I think the crowds for the shows in Avengers Campus has been going down a lot from the trips I've gone, because the demand still to do Cars, the demand to do Toy Story Mania, the demand to do Mission Breakout, the demand to do Monsters Inc. and Soarin' and all the fun stuff that DCA is now known for. I think that outweighs all the shows you could really watch at Avengers Campus and a ride that you cannot even do unless you had a boarding group. So there's a big struggle going on with Avengers Campus, in my opinion, and having people... most importantly, I put it in my vlog, the DCA one I just posted yesterday. Pim's Kitchen was completely empty, or not empty, had zero line outside the door at 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock on a Friday. On a Friday.
Yeah.
That's a big problem, everybody.
That's a huge problem.
That's a big problem. I do have a super chat from Sarah. Dropping the fire. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you for being the voice of the people. Five Fires always keep it real. I really appreciate your honesty while still sharing the magic. And thank you, Sarah. You see, a comment like that makes me so thankful, because we are not here to say everything is great and nothing but pixie dust and magic out here at Disneyland, because it ain't. It ain't. And I like that you guys understand and know us good enough now where like we're not being hateful towards Disney at all. We love Disneyland. Like our theme park is our background is Disneyland.
Yeah,
thank you, Sarah.
Nothing's gonna beat the experience that you get at Disneyland. Like all these other theme parks are really great in their own way. Knott's Berry Farm, Universal, everything else. But they're not gonna ever be Disneyland. It's just the way it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like it's just the way that's always gonna be. But we're saying if they're trying to unify these things, and you know if Disney World's gonna have reservations and Disneyland's gonna have reservations, why does one have to be a different name than the other? They're literally the websites look identical, you know, the apps look identical, they just have different names. It's like it's just boggling that they're different things, and there's no real reason for it. It's just confusing to guests, that try to vacation. That's all.
Yeah. Today's Walk channel also said Disney has a Coca-Cola deal, so it would be hard for them to bring any competition for Dasani since Coca-Cola is the product. And that's kind of true because we saw Smart Water come to Tomorrowland, and Smart Water left the building. It hasn't come
Coke,
back.
Though.
Oh, it is Coke?
Yeah. So it's Topo Chico, too.
Damn. Topo. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, honestly, they need to bring competition to Coke, man. Make the product better. When there's no competition, is stalemate. That's like a big known thing. When there's no competition, then. But I think when Super Nintendo World comes, Disneyland's going to start stepping up their game because all of a sudden Universal Studios Hollywood's going to become more of an attraction destination from tourism. And that's the big word for Disneyland, tourism. That's where all their hard work is going right now, especially if Disneyland Forward comes in the future. The most important word at Disneyland is tourism. And they would love to be a destination spot before the Olympics come, which is, we haven't even gone into that subject. That's for the future. But I could promise you one of the most important things that Disneyland has in their back pocket is gaining the steam of tourism to Disneyland Resort specifically. Most importantly, they're building a new hotel to grind more towards that aspect of it. I wanted to talk real quick with Keely. Can anyone tell me tricks for PhotoPass at Disney? I want pictures for my whole day trip, but I'm confused how it works.
Yeah, it is confusing because prior to the shutdown, you bought MaxPass for $15 or $20, whatever it was before, and that gave you digital fast passes and also all of your PhotoPass photos throughout the whole day. So I don't even know how PhotoPass works anymore because I haven't done it.
Honestly, Keely, I lost touch of how PhotoPass works because I was telling people that.
Oh, so you go. So PhotoPass Plus.
Oh, this is it. This is from the app.
PhotoPass Plus, which now has a new name. 1 day is $19.99, and it lets you download your digital PhotoPass photos and videos captured on the same day. So any ride photo, any photo from a photographer in the park or video would be $20 for like the whole day's worth of photos.
Dang, Yvonne Garcia, have better filtered water, a water pass for $9 unlimited. I would buy that every Disneyland trip if I could have unlimited better water.
But yeah, look at this is digital fast passes and PhotoPass used to be $20, and now it's just PhotoPass for $20.
Once again, to the pattern that I said earlier with Disneyland Resort, you're getting less for more, and that's it's just a trend.
Well, Universal, and you get like.
And Universal, they actually went less and more with annual passes.
You get like a year of photos for like what?
Oh,
$90?
Universal and their photo pass that they have is I think $60 for the whole year. You have your annual pass.
$60?
$60 the whole year. Disneyland.
Well, didn't you do fun pics at Knott's too?
No, I will soon though. I'm gonna add it to my pass. I want the pics at Knott's Berry Farm now.
Oh Jesus.
Because I go by myself so much, I don't have people to take a photo of me. You know, there's just some times where I want to have a photo with old Betsy. You know what I mean? We got Hornback with the Super Chat Hornback family. The Galaxy's Edge they announced at D23 is what should have happened with the droids rolling around, the X-Wings,
we talked about that one already.
and the drones. I just want to emphasize the point, I guess.
We got another one from Hornback. Says, during the pandemic, my wife and I got through our Disneyland withdrawals by watching all your vids. You guys are greatly appreciated.
Damn. Thank you, Hornback.
Giselle Rivera says, so it's not worth it for the PhotoPass? No, $20 100% is worth it.
Oh, it's worth it.
Yeah.
It's just, we were just stating that.
It used to be you got Fast Pass or Max Pass with that same price.
For the same price, you got Max Pass.
Mm-hmm. But $20 for PhotoPass, like unlimited, including all your ride photos for the day, 100% worth it. Like, that's such a great deal.
I want to bring about it. Or keep going, Daddy.
Yeah, so $20 for that, absolutely, definitely. Definitely buy that if you're planning on going to Disneyland and you don't go all that often. 100% get that because it is very, very like there's so many PhotoPass photographers again staged in all these different places, and they can take great photos. But just for the ride photos alone, like they got some really great ride opportunity photos, and to not have just a picture of the television screen that the ride photo's on with like PhotoPass all over it, and you can actually get like a high res copy that you can download. That is a great thing to have. So I definitely think it's worth it alone. I would do it $20 just for the ride photos. If I was going with like my family that doesn't get to go very often, $20 for just ride photos, not even PhotoPass photos, I think is worth it. So adding all the other stuff with it, yeah, I think so.
I think we got a super chat.
Yeah, we got a super chat from Warren.
What's up, Warren?
I don't know how you do it, Mondo. I've been to Disneyland many times, and every time I wind up hot, thirsty, and want to crash.
No, I feel the exact same way, Warren. That's why I've been more vocal about the terrible water Disneyland offers. I think it was my buddy Rafa who said, I drank 8 cups of water of Disneyland water, not like Dasani, but from the fountain, and I feel like it's done nothing. And I said, yeah, because it's terrible water. Not all water is the same. There's big differences of water and trust. I know I sound like a nerd right now, but I sound like water. But I could talk about because I just want people to have better experience at Disneyland, and having better like water that hydrates you goes a long way on these hot days. Let's just talk about it. Now, when I go to Disneyland, I want to go open to close because I'm spending my hard-earned money and I don't want to leave at 5 because I feel like then that's a waste of a ticket at Disneyland. When I had an annual pass, I would only be at Disneyland for like 4 hours. Now the trend has changed to, God damn, I got to make the best out of my day from open to close, which is like, what, 12, 14 hours at the park? It's a terrible experience to be dehydrated at Disneyland right now. And a lot of people are going through it. It's not just me. At first, I thought I was like crazy. Like, am I the only one that's just feeling like crap? I might pass out of dehydration at the park. No, it's a lot of people. Dasani water doesn't get you there. I'm sorry. And then for the fact that we're at Disneyland, and guess what they offer? A lot of carbs, sugar, not the salty sodium-filled foods and drinks, and it's rough. You're dehydrated to the max when you're at Disneyland. And it's not like very simple to be like, you know what, I'm going to go to the liquor store real quick or a gas station or whatever and get some water. And then I know that like the argument is, then why don't you bring your own water? It only goes so far. I'm here 14 hours. I can't be carrying these like 1 liters or for the whole family or the whole, like, you know what I mean? It's just not a possibility because in your backpack, you got like sunscreen, your sweater, your Tevas. It's just, I'm just trying to be vocal about change at Disneyland in a positive way. And I think having, I guess the right word, like Universal uses premium water, I think they need to have premium water option because I would buy it a lot. Or just make it free, Disney. Make it free. Filtered alkaline water, free. Just make it free, dude. And I think having your guests be hydrated and enjoying their time a whole lot more goes a long way with people keep walking throughout the park, getting their 20,000 steps in because they have to go open and close right now because of tickets. But maybe all this is going to change soon because passes come back and I'm just crazy. But since we have to buy tickets, it is an issue.
Well, I wanted to bring up what Like It Is said. She said, I think doing both days for Avengers Campus and Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, both were amazing, but then eventually both of the lands became very different from what they were on opening day. So that's true. That's why I said don't sleep on Avengers Campus. Try to go as soon as you can because who knows what shows get taken away, what characters are no longer there anymore. Plus, Avengers Campus is proving to be a very living land, like as far as changing with like Loki and all that other stuff. So the experience could change dramatically, and all this stuff that maybe first opened with the land was only temporary anyway. So, going as soon as you can to experience all the stuff you've seen, or maybe that's not important to you. You can watch videos on Mondo's channel and see what was there, and then just kind of experience whatever you get whenever you went. But I don't expect every show to stay forever. You know what I mean? So it will change. Like It Is says, like it does change very dramatically from opening day, especially in Galaxy's Edge.
Okay. I want to, or any other like subjects or topics you want to hit?
For Disneyland, there was one more topic I wanted to bring up, just really quick for parking. And Mono touched on it a little bit. Mickey and Friends is still the best option right now for guaranteed parking, and then like a better experience at the end of the night. I know it's like the walk is hard, but the Toy Story lot situation with everyone trying to leave at the same time can be kind of nerve-wracking, and for someone with like anxiety or something, that's like just not, it's like a nightmare scenario. So definitely consider that, because even though the walk to Mickey and Friends can be long, it's nice knowing that you are in control and can just walk at your own pace back to the structure, and you're not reliant on waiting for like 10 buses to come to pick you up. You can still try the hotels on Harbor Boulevard, but that's always a up in the air type thing. You know, you never know if they're going to be full, if they're going to be accepting guests, not accepting guests. And then as far as Downtown Disney, a lot of people have been asking me, like, where do I park for Downtown Disney? It's still Simba, just like it was before. It's still $10 for the first hour. And if you get validation, it is 3 additional hours for $20 or more spent. And then 5 hours of additional parking on top of that $10 for the first hour if you go to a sit-down restaurant.
Mm-hmm. But you get it validated. Do not forget.
Yeah, bring your ticket with you. Get the ticket validated and make sure you bring it back with you, because a lost ticket is very expensive. Yep. So, but yeah, a lot of people have been asking, like, is parking still a little confusing, like what to do? And then when it comes to like the Grand Californian, Mondo talked about that. If you're going to those sit-down restaurants like Storytellers Cafe or Napa Rose, they do validate at the Grand Californian. And you can park directly at the hotel. So keep that in mind if you're going to the Grand Californian. And there are no table service restaurants open up at the Disneyland Hotel. So maybe when Goofy's Kitchen's open, they'll validate again too. But for right now, it's just Trader Sam's. So your best bet for Trader Sam's, like Mondo was saying, right now, with the longer waits at Trader Sam's, you're probably better off paying $25 and just like splitting it with a group of friends in one car, and that way you're not stressed and like freaking out if your wait for Trader Sam's is like 3 hours and you've already gone like past your 3-hour limit at Downtown Disney, and you're like freaking out at how much money you're spending on parking at Downtown Disney, because Trader Sam's doesn't validate for Downtown Disney. So the only Downtown Disney locations that validate for Downtown Disney. So which makes sense. They're trying to keep the parking lot for the guests that are doing those things. You know what I mean? So I still think I agree with Mondo in that parking at the Mickey and Friends is the best option for Trader Sam's if you're trying to wait to have a dining experience.
Because first of all, Trader Sam's is not like a 30-minute, 1 hour type of thing. You're going to be there like 2 hours. And there's all your time that you had for parking.
Yeah. And we got a super chat from Brian Sevilla who says, yesterday we went to see The Princess Bride live at the Hollywood Bowl with an orchestra. Have you heard of Disney making that a ride since they own its rights? Seems like it would fit right in at Disneyland. I don't know. The Princess Bride is really niche and like pretty old at this point. I don't know that it would hit with the demographic that they're trying to do.
I don't even know what that is.
It's really funny, like comedy, like
this one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Don't know what it is. Damn, that's the year I was born, 87.
Yeah. So it's an older movie. It's funny.
It has good ratings.
It's a cult classic. I mean, it's got a huge following of people. And it's, I don't know that it would hit well with younger audiences though. And Disney's all about, tying their parks into current, really popular intellectual property right now. So I don't know that that's necessarily going to work. Just to prove my point, we got Liz Sophie in here saying, "What's the Princess Bride?" They're not going to spend millions of dollars making a ride.
I said the same thing, and
yeah,
it's like that's
Maya Alyssa, Princess Bride.
It's just before our time. I think. Yeah. I think Disney, like, if it wasn't in like 2000s, I don't think they're willing to go backwards anymore. And I was just talking to Danny about this. I think Disney, when it comes down to like movies now, they're just like, we're going to remake as much as we can because we have such a banger lineup of movies we've made. We're just going to remake them since they already made us money. So they're probably going to make us money again. And then once they go through that, which is probably going to be like 20 years of remakes, maybe they get creative again in like 2040. Which I know that sounds ridiculous, but that's just what Disney's in right now.
And the last thing I want to talk about is from Giselle Rivera. As we wrap up here for Disneyland, says any good tips for adults for Oogie Boogie Bash? That's a good question because we didn't talk too much about Oogie Boogie Bash this time around.
Oogie Boogie Bash for adults. Honestly, most of the people that go is adults. Oogie Boogie Bash for adults. I think the best thing I could tell you is knock out all the candy treat trails early on because it just frees up your day. That's kind of what takes the most out of your day because you have to walk to different locations to get all the candy. And I know it sounds ridiculous, but the Junior Dance Party show is worth it. I love the show. So don't miss out on that. For Villains Grove, just wait till the end of the night. And for the most part, get on rides. Just get on your favorite rides. It's going to be 5-minute waits, so why not?
Yeah.
That's my best tips I could give for that. We got a super chat from Isaac dropping the fire. What are your guys' thoughts on removing Autopia for a new attraction? Also, keep up the good work, guys. Always watching your videos. Thanks, Isaac. Autopia, Danny said it too. Just make it Tesla. Get Tesla to fund it and do electrical Autopia. I don't think Autopia will ever get removed because it's a kid thing and it's one of the last remaining kid things outside of Fantasyland. That's like for kids specifically. But I don't think Autopia leaves. If it ever did leave, it's just because the hype got unreal for like Fantasyland expansion.
Yeah. I'm all for Autopia leaving, but it's a very iconic ride, so I doubt it will.
Yeah.
It has a place for sure. A lot of kids really do love it, like Mondo said. But right now, it's a, as a cast member working that attraction, you're breathing in really strong exhaust fumes all day. That can't be good for a cast member. and for guests that when you're waiting in line there, just the constant noise of the motors. And then just smelling the gas, it's like
And there's always like malfunctions.
Yeah, they're so like the bumping and all that. So I don't know, like it's weird that the ride's still like there, but like there's definitely a place for it because people love it.
No, by the way, Autopia is always like 40 minutes, dude. Every freaking trip I go is 40 minutes.
Yeah, people love Autopia. The kids specifically, like, what kid doesn't want to drive a car like that? You know what I mean?
And you're driving at Disneyland. Like, what better place to drive a car than Disneyland? Living the Dream says, Princess Bride before our time? Oh, man. I felt my age right now. And I was born in 85.
I mean, that's even before your time, really, because you were only 2 years old when the movie came out. So,
a lot of people are giving me slack for not seeing Princess Bride.
You mean that means you saw it like you only really understood that movie, living with whatever. You only really understood that movie until like you were 12. So like that was like way later after it already came out. So it wasn't really your time, but it was a cult classic for many years.
Steve 808 smiles. Thanks. Always learning something. Listening to both of you guys. Thanks, Steve. Appreciate it, man. I'm always learning something, man. Everybody in the chat has so much to offer. I appreciate everybody. Let me see. I'm just reading through the chat. I need to watch Princess Bride. And is that a Disney? That's a Disney thing?
I think they own the rights to it now.
So it might be in Disney Plus?
Yeah.
So if it's on Disney Plus, I'll watch it. I do want to go very quickly into this one. It's our last thing of the day. I want to bring up this. I really mean it. And every time I go to the parks, I always, right where they sell these, I always look. Are people buying? The answer is no. People are no longer, in my opinion, buying these. I think this was a great idea and a great concept to have guests gain the powers of Iron Man, gain the powers of Spiderman, and just have a different variation of.
It looks cool too on the ride.
just have a different variation of the ride. I think it's a great idea. But I am just going to be honest. I think the execution of this with boarding groups to make it even worse, failure. The price point, this piece right here will never work on the ride. You have to buy the extension, which is a power band, which is another $35. And then this goes on your arm all the way down here. I don't have the power band with me. And then it wraps on your whole forearm.
Yeah.
This is just bad execution. And this is not something that is feasible to have guests buy because they have to buy 2 pieces no matter what, or else this won't work. And I'm sad for all the people who bought just this and thinking it was going to work to then go on the ride and realize, oh, damn, I didn't buy this piece. What?
Well, Mondo had a good idea, and we want to talk about real quick.
That's what I wanted to get
before we
into.
go. So I know we don't have magic bands at Walt Disney World, and I don't know if they're ever going to come to Disney. I mean, we don't have magic bands at Disneyland. Sorry.
I want to give a disclaimer though. Disney, if you take this idea, you know where you got it from.
Hey, but they might have already had it in the works.
Nah, they don't got it in the works. They would have never came out with this. Okay,
let me just explain real quick for
Disney,
people that don't know.
If you take this, you owe us something, man. You owe us something.
Let me just
explain. You owe us something. I'm just gonna say it right now.
So magic bands, they're NFC, which is near field communication. That's how you enter the parks. That's how you go into your hotel room at Disney World. That's how you use your fast passes. That's how you pay for stuff. But also, it unlocks magical experiences throughout the park. So when you're on Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train in the Magic Kingdom, it knows that you're on that ride because the ride vehicle has readers and it's sensing your magic band when you're on the ride. So when you're on that ride, it captures a video of you on that ride on the drop in slow-mo. And then eventually, just later on in the day, magically, you have a video in your PhotoPass section from being on that ride.
You don't have to do nothing.
You don't have to do anything at all. They do that for the Haunted Mansion as well, too. They take your picture on the Haunted Mansion in the portrait hallway because at Walt Disney World's Haunted Mansion, their portrait hallway where the pictures change with the lightning, that's actually on the ride and not in the line like it is at Disneyland. So there's like a section of the ride where you go down the hallway and it's all those pictures. Well, the very last picture actually flashes really bright and takes your photo, but you don't know it. And so they send that photo to your photo account too because of your magic band. The ride vehicle senses that you're there. So what Mondo was saying is if we had magic bands at Disneyland, the implementation of these extra powers on the Web Slingers attraction would be so much easier to do. I feel like a lot of people would buy a magic band that was themed to Iron Man, Spider-Man, Ghost, Loki, whatever. Because
Cyclops.
Because not only is it a magic band that you can use for all the magic bandy stuff, but that might be maybe a $10 more magic band. So like magic bands are like $20. This one's $30 or $35, maybe $15 more. And that unlocks these powers or these extra addeds on Web Slingers. So when you're on Web Slingers, if the car will sense your magic band, or maybe there's there's like a little thing where you tap it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's a thing on the ride that you tap your magic band. Now I got Cyclops powers. Or not Cyclops. I guess it would be Iron Man. Boom, 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 boom. I don't have nothing other than a magic band. I don't have this big thing weighing me down. And who wouldn't want to buy these? It would become like a style thing. Because all of a sudden it's like, yeah, I got the new Loki magic band. I got the new Captain America magic band. You're throwing shields. Imagine that.
Yeah, and even if a guest bought it mistakenly, like they might have bought these for their kid, it's still fine because it's still a magic band. So, and maybe it's got their favorite character on it, or it looks like their favorite character. And so you're not really losing out on anything by buying something that's not. And these are like a one-time, no return, just like magic bands are too. Like you can't return a magic band.
But magic bands, there's just a convenience factor because it's on your wrist and it's not like bothering you. Like this thing that you can't even like grab something because this is just in your hand, you know? But a magic band to then give you the powers on Web Slingers, so you would just tap it on your little magic band reader and all of a sudden you have the powers of Iron Man and it makes things so much more streamlined, and you still make money because you're putting the powers in a magic band instead of this ridiculous clunky thing that they're selling. So the answer is, you know how you make web slingers better? You integrate magic bands. And who wouldn't want to buy stylish magic bands? Magic bands are a huge profit maker for Disney. They probably cost like $1 to make because they make them in masses. So imagine if they sold it for like $40, $35, then sell AP exclusives for $50 because everybody buys them. It's just pure profit. And all you're doing is making web slingers even cooler because, yes, web slingers means a lot to Disney. It's the new ride that they unveiled in 2021, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if people are agreeing with me. I haven't read the comments in a minute, but magic bands would make web slingers and the power-ups a thing that people would love to do instead of nobody buying this. And we're watching you, Disney, if you do that idea. We got a super chat real quick from Marvin. Hey y'all, ended up watching Jungle Cruise. What are your thoughts? Are you a fan of continuing with the Disney ride cinematic universe?
I want to hold on that real quick.
We'll go to this real quick, Marvin. We're just we're deep into this conversation.
Mr. Disney King in here trying to be Mr. arguing everything about it.
Oh, that these are great.
No, he's trying to say that magic bands cannot do that. You are so wrong about that because magic bands are just NFC. So they don't do anything other than have a little chip in them that just indicate, hey, this is Mondo and this is what he's purchased or what he hasn't purchased.
He's getting repulsor powers.
The ride vehicle is what does it. Same with these things here. These things just are little NFC Bluetooth enabled things too. These don't do anything. They have little sensors in them too that can indicate what's going on there. But the ride vehicle senses your hands. So all it has to do is sense that this vehicle
just register you to get repulsor powers.
Yeah. So no, the magic bands are not limited. They can do so much stuff. It's just whatever's reading the device can do what it needs to do. It's just unlocking that. So literally NFC can do so much. Like you can have NFC do, I mean, you know, Tesla uses NFC to unlock your car with a card. So like BMW does the same thing. So like many hotel rooms use NFC to unlock your room door. So no, it's not limited, and no, that's not possible not to do that. It's just what the ride vehicle does. But Mondo was saying that's a better implementation of it rather than having to spend money on a toy that maybe is not utilized anywhere else other than just that ride. Whereas a magic band could be utilized all these other things and then also do this fun thing on a ride too. And a lot more people would probably be inclined to spend money on it.
Especially if it, you know what, Disney's going to soon at some point integrate your cell phone to be integrated with the hotel rooms and whatever, right? Mm-hmm. That Disney's moving to the full cell phone experience. So Magic Bands is similar to what your cell phone does, you know?
Yeah.
So
your cell phone has NFC in it too. It's just a chip that gets read by something, and then that triggers something. It just triggers a code in a computer.
But I am pretty positive Disney can make it happen.
Yeah,
they could easily make a magic band register on web slingers through whatever implementation they could come up with software wise, and have it be like, oh, this guy's he's a Iron Man. Boom, Iron Man repulsor power. This one has Spiderman. The electric one. Mm-hmm. Boom. There it is. Done.
Disney World isn't... People are saying Disney World's removing magic bands. They're not necessarily removing magic bands. They're just not giving them to guests for free anymore. They're still selling many character-themed magic bands, attraction-themed magic bands, park-themed magic bands, Dooney and Burke magic bands, you know, all kinds of things. But they're no longer free. So you have to spend money on them. They are wanting you to use your phone because this is free and Disney doesn't have to pay anyone to have this. You just download an app and this has all the functionality of a magic band. But if you don't want to use your phone and you want to have some kind of cool like character band on, then you can buy a magic band and use it. Or if you have an old one, you can use those.
And to be honest, from everybody that I know that has experienced the power of a magic band, we love them. They do so many great things. And all they do is create convenience instead of having to grab your wallet, having to have your room key, and paying for things. Magic Band is a very powerful thing. Very, very powerful thing. But that's it. That's what I wanted to bring to the table. And I hope Disney is watching, because that idea would be like, it would propel web slingers to be even cooler than it is now.
Yeah, I mean Disneyland may not even be like maybe light years away from implementing that technology, and maybe not even want to even offer that technology at all. But I think the argument stands is that like the web slinger attachments implementation was not the best. It was just like a quick little thought that Mondo had about of a different way to implement it.
It's just an idea.
Yeah. So like, but they could have implemented it in so many other ways. Like it doesn't have to necessarily be that way. But we were just saying the way that its current implementation was not the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That's all it is to it. Thank you, Danny. This is it, man. That's all I got. Through what are we? 3 hours and 30 minutes later. I feel like Forrest Gump at the end of the movie where he stops running finally, and he's like, "I'm just ready to go home now. I'm ready to just end the live." Big thank you, everybody. I appreciate your time and just being here on Speculation Sunday. This is what it's all about, man. Speculating, coming up with fun ideas. And thank you, everybody. If you argued against the point or went with the points that we brought up, that's the whole point of this. Have fun, but positive communication. Not just like, I hate your idea about, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, thank you, everybody. Today was a lot of fun. The chat was incredible. Thank you to all the moderators for just keeping everything fun and clean and positive. Your guys' time and work is so appreciated here. Anything else, Danny?
I think that's it really. I wanted to really cover Knott and HHN because we hadn't really spent a lot of time talking on that, so I wanted to focus a lot on those, which I'm glad we did. And also, like I mentioned earlier, get you guys taste wet for what Mystery Bay and Mondo are going to be doing in HHN over in Orlando, because those videos were going to come and they're going to be like, where are these coming from?
And real quick, I can't. I think it was Melvin, or yes, it was. Let me bring it up. I don't want to miss this. Here we go. Marvin, Jungle Cruise. What are your thoughts? That's our final thought.
Oh, yes.
I don't want to miss out Marvin. Yeah.
I love Jungle Cruise, the movie. I thought it was excellent. I've watched it twice already. Once in theaters, once on Disney Plus. And I can't say enough good about it. It gave me the really fun vibes of Pirates of the Caribbean movies. There were definitely similarities between Pirates of the Caribbean, say Dead Man's Chest, and this movie, mixed with like a little Indiana Jones. But it was fun. It had a lot of good adventure, a lot of great jokes. They had great chemistry together. Rumor has it that they're trying to make a cinematic universe, just like Marvel, on all these Disney attractions coming together. So we have a movie already for Pirates of the Caribbean, a lot of movies for Pirates of the Caribbean. We've got Jungle Cruise.
Haunted Mansion.
We got Haunted Mansion and maybe in the works with Tiffany Haddish. We've got a Matterhorn that's already being filmed right now.
Tower of Terror.
We got maybe a Tower of Terror coming with Scarlett Johansson. I don't know if that's going to work or not. But
with somebody else.
And then we also have rumors too of a Big Thunder movie as well too. So, but somehow these are all supposed to.
I would love a train movie.
Somehow these are all supposed to tie together and be some sort of cinematic universe. And it's a way for Disney to like revive interest in their attractions. You know what I mean?
It's just a perfect universe to create. You're just bringing light to your rides at the theme park. What better marketing than that? You kidding me? And then the cool part that Disney did with Jungle Cruise is they made you feel the nostalgia, the jokes, backside of water. The skipper was the focus. I love that aspect of Jungle Cruise.
It was a beautiful movie too.
Yeah, it was beautiful. Yeah. Was beautiful. For me, Jungle Cruise, it just felt a little too long. I think an hour and a half would have been perfect timing. But I enjoyed it overall. It's not a movie where I'm like, gosh, it's the greatest thing in the world. Or it's really not. But The Rock did really great. Emily Blunt was great. I feel like their duo was really good. Really good. I really enjoyed that. The villains were badass, man. They were. I feel like the guy that had the submarine, he should have just been out of this movie. I think his addition didn't add nothing. I feel like, because the villains from I don't want to ruin anything. I don't want to go too into detail.
You can't go into detail.
Yeah, I can't go into any detail. But just the guy with the submarine, because I think they've shown that in the trailers. He just wasn't needed. He just wasn't needed, I think. This movie didn't feel like there was going to be a number 2. So I think this is just a one of, and maybe that's how it works. It's just one of movies that they make.
Yeah, I mean, who knows what the future of these things could bring. Do a little research, guys, on the SEA. Like somehow that's supposed to all tie into this too. I don't know. Like some people were saying when the Haunted Mansion reopened at Disneyland that there was like a telescope on the second floor, and that somehow tied it to SEA, and like all these rides are going to be tied to that. So I don't know if that could be some new Disney Plus show in the future. Like who knows? But if Disney's trying to make a cinematic universe like Marvel where everything's connected with these attractions like this, that's an opportunity for whatever that is to be even like maybe some kind of adventure game inside Disneyland.
You know,
so.
I have to, if I could give a little critique, I think if Disney, instead of doing these like blockbuster, big name movies, if they brought it on a TV show scale, I think it'd be a lot better for these movies or these ride IPs. Like if they brought Matterhorn as a Disney Plus show.
Like a 6-part show for the Jungle Cruise would have been like so cool.
Dude, because then you go into like...
They could have done all the different parts.
Woo!
That would have been fun.
And then maybe like one episode is just focus on how Jungle Cruise started and what it's all about, and just maybe we're crazy, dude. But then again, movies like this Jungle Cruise brings in the big bucks, and Disney's all about making the big bucks. So I get it. I think Jungle Cruise made like, I think it was like 60 million this first week, and then like 30 million from Disney. What is it called? Disney Plus Premiere
Access.
Premiere Access. So Disney's killing it. They're doing a great job.
Ayla's Many Adventures asks, what does SEA stand for? I don't know. I haven't really done my research with any of that stuff yet. So I want to do like a video on that, because that's like something coming with that. You know what I mean? So I'm interested to see where that goes.
The Society of Explorers and Adventures, also known as SCA, is a fictional organization in the various attractions at Disney theme parks.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's like so supposedly...
Damn, make shirts of that.
Yeah, so supposedly somehow like Pirates of the Caribbean, Haunted Mansion, Jungle Cruise, they're all going to tie together with the SEA. Like that's what I heard. So I don't know. I can't speak on it enough because I don't know a lot about it. That's the first time I ever heard what that's even.
That sounds freaking cool.
Yeah, but there are hidden Easter eggs. Like I said, there's the telescope on the second floor of the Haunted Mansion that was added in the refurb when it was closed.
That's what Eric just said.
But there's also a crate in line when you're about to board the Jungle Cruise that's on the new version of the Jungle Cruise right now that just reopened that says SEA on it. Like S.E.A. So like, and it's like a crate that came from the SEA. So like they're tying it in little bits here and there.
It's happening.
So I just don't know what they're doing with it.
Last one, Pete Espinoza with the super chat. Mondo, you should do vlogs more on your golf game for us newbies.
I would love that. I would love that.
I could do that. You know, man, I have something to admit. I actually made a video for YouTube purposes. How to do the grip, your stance, how to hit a golf ball, all that good stuff. And I never posted it because I was like, I don't think people care. I don't think my following doesn't care about golf. But I'll consider it, Pete. I'll definitely consider it, man.
I would love to do that with you.
But that's it.
Yeah.
That wraps up the show.
One more super chat I don't want to miss out. From Galleria Productions. I mentioned this last week. All these attractions will connect through the cinematic universe, through the Society of Explorers and Adventurers.
Yeah, all you guys out there need to be familiar with the SEA, Society of Explorers and Adventurers, because that's going to play a huge part somehow. I don't know if that's going to be a movie or if it's going to be Disney Plus related, but if they can tie in what's going on at the theme parks with this SEA thing, this could be like a huge gold mine for them, like big time gold mine for them, because people love interactivity that comes into real life like that. And
what about if we go one step? I'm going to end it. I'm not even going to go there. It's going to be
another show. Another show.
We done, man. We done. All right, Danny. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate your time once again. Thank you for taking your time out of your Saturday to join us for today's live. Don't forget, Please hit that like button on the way out. And thank you for supporting the fire. Thanks, Danny. Once again, you guys can follow Danny at Just Ask Danny on Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. But all right, everybody, we are firing it down. The Cali Bay is calling it a day. I'm the main host, Mondo.